Ramiro! Devil! How's it going, guys? How you guys doing? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Good. Gonna start writing my thing again. Easy really did an hour stream to beach. I really would appreciate some feedback from the sassy. Okay, bitch. Yes, I'll give you. Yeah, no worries. I'm happy to give a little bit more feedback, Devil. I know. He did an hour and a half stream to read two or three chapters. This motherfucker. God, couldn't just let me have it. I started 50 chapters back, maybe even close to 60 chapters back at when we thought about like I was at 500, he was like 550, 560, and he couldn't let me have the win. He had to one up me. Fine, let him have it. Wow. That's pretty good. That's all good. Yeah, again, I said at 500, I was like, listen, I don't think I can take that back because I don't think I'd win. But damn, that came down to the wire. That was close as fuck. That's cool. Okay, so by the way, how are you doing, Romero? I know it was a tough day for you. Okay, so X EAS no EAS Eesh Leash. Let's go. You're kidding. Hey. Saved it. Still contemplating suicide. It's not that bad. You'll be fine. You have a diamond set. You just need netherite, okay? All that means is you were not, but I can demand my nice. Okay. Yeah, see, the gods just didn't want you to have netherite before all of us, okay? Now all that's gonna happen is we're all gonna get kitted out in good kits, and then we'll go to the nether together and all walk out with netherite armor, okay? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Username, how's it going? Bear, hold, stand. Oh, no, you're not late at all. No, no, we haven't even started reading yet. We're just doing some daily games before we get started. You're good. Last bull. What would mean stay? Stay, stand, hold. Oh, stay, stand, hold, last. Nice. Thank you, username. I didn't see it before I did it, but thank you. I appreciate it. Bear. Bull. Dove. I don't even know what the... Bread. Born. Occupation. Education. Oh God, what is this? Hawk Tua. I still think it's crazy. Doe breed cash. Money sound alikes. Doe. Bread. Cash. Dove. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And I know what you mean. You've doomed me. I've been using you as my audiobook now for nearly 600 chapters and now I'm caught up to you. I've doomed you? What? What do you mean? In what sense? It's not like... Okay, what would... Okay, to doom you would be if I just stopped reading you now. Loot? Oh, that... If that works. Username, you're my go. Oh my God. I could have spent a lifetime and never come up with that. What? Well, I'm basically caught up. I can't move past you. I'm basically stuck. Oh no. We're still going to be reading it or okay. I don't know. How long ago did you start watching Money? Like how long ago did you start watching the VODs? Okay. Dunn character thing? What do you mean? Oh my God, we're getting a Dunn PV? Yes! Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. Oh, we're gonna... Okay. We should have it soon. Nice. Okay. Okay, sorry. I just had to change title. We're getting it. Oh my God, we're getting Dunn's trailer. Fuck yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, I'll watch this with you guys. Obviously, I just started watching about a month ago now, or just now hitting 2 months, I think. Oh, nice. Neon Lights. Hi, Dr. Z. How's it going? Okay, I'll watch this. I don't really get much out of this, if I'm honest, but I'm happy to watch it all the same. I'm starving for any Lord of the Mysteries content. Doesn't even matter. He looks a little off. I don't know why, but he looks a little off. Don't get me wrong. The Vegeta hairline is just fine. This is incredibly strange as well. Now that I think about it, I've watched VODs for so long and I'm actually here. Exactly. 6 minutes for trailer release? Jesus Christ. Okay, username is on top of it. Race for 700 begins. I can't do this easy. I can't. I can't. I don't know. Like, the Vegeta hairline looks based. That's what he should look like. That's fine. But I don't know. There's something about the chin that feels off. I don't know. Yes, we're getting a Dunn trailer. Easy. You guys should race more content for us. Yeah, it should be coming out in like 5 minutes. I would think it's coming out in about 20 minutes. I've generally found it comes out as in like 10, 15 my time. But, I mean, everyone's saying 5 minutes. And I trust them a hell of a lot more than I trust me. So, you know. But he looks good. He looks good. Very dignified. Very good. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. 5 minutes. There's literally... Never heard of these names. Now I'm seeing them live. Yes, Dunn is here. The trailer's going to be here in about 5 minutes, among. Oh, wait. Unless... not quite yet. Oh wait, sorry, Devil. Yeah, what were you saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna start reading it. There's just no point. Let's just finish doing. I'll just watch it when I do the thumbnails and go offline. That, or if you want to react to it, obviously if you want to go live to react to it, obviously. I'm gonna, once it comes out, I'm first gonna upload it to the channel, and then once that's done, I'll yes, sorry, thank you, Devil. Born, education, spouse, occupation. What does that have to do with it? What does that have? How did? What? We are the guardians, but also a bunch of miserable retros who are constant. Yes, we are among. Boy needs my boy needs hair to be bald. No, I think the Vegeta hairline fits him perfectly. I'm totally fine with that. Like he has the Vegeta. I think they're called widow's peaks. I think something like that. But like, okay, that looks fine for how much Klein made fun of him for fucking balding. That's fair. Okay. Widow peaks, yes, thank you. Animal metaphors in economics. Bear, bull, dove, hawk. Oh, fuck you. I should have gotten that. That's silly. Although in fairness, that's bullshit, okay? Dove and hawk are not economic. Very loosely there. Dove and hawk are much more governmental policy-wise. So fuck you. That's not a fair comparison, you dipshits. Time to do hard pips. Bro, if I can do easy pips, we're having a good day, okay? Shut the fuck up. Aren't you an econ, you fraud? Mr. Loki, how's it going? How you doing today? This is actually crazy. I feel like I'm in a meeting. Technically, I'm an accounting major, not an econ. I did take a lot of econ classes because I am just actually interested in it more than anything else. But no, I'm not an econ major technically, so it's fine that I don't know that, probably. 4, 3, 4, 5, 2. Nice. Let's go. Fraud talk. Okay, fuck you. Okay, it should be coming out in like 2 minutes. Once it goes live, again, I'm gonna get it uploaded to the channel. You watch Atrioc, that means we're practically econ majors. True. Username. No, wait, not true. Atrioc is not an econ major. He's a fucking marketing major. That's even more useless. He's a marketing major. What are we waiting for? The Dunn's trailer is coming out in like 2 minutes, Mr. Loki, or like 1 minute at this point. We're waiting for that. There's no point in me starting to read because I'm going to have to immediately... No, I don't have to, but I'm going to immediately stop to react to that, so might as well just wait at that point. Yes, very nice. 2-2. That one has... or I guess it could be 1-1. We'll stick to 2-2. By the way, why are you not doing reading videos separate from videos? Oh, it's here. It's here. Nice. Username, you're my fucking goat. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna react to it first, and then I'm gonna take like 2 minutes to get it uploaded to the channel. Okay. But okay, Chinese right now. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. English probably in a minute. Yeah. By the time I finish reacting to this, the English will probably be here. Okay, we're doing good. Username, if the English does come out, just do me a favor, just send it to my Discord again. I'll pop it up, okay? Alright. Reacting to Dunn's character trailer. Let's fucking go! My goat is here! Other than Isaac. My second goat is here. Let's go! He's standing in front of the graves of who I would assume are former Nighthawks. Oh, okay, he's in the Evernight Cathedral, what I would assume is the Evernight Cathedral anyway. Oh yeah, so those are his previous colleagues who died, whose characteristics he carries with them. So whether he's actually seeing them because he's, you know, he sees them in his heart, or they're just imaginary, I don't know. Of course, our tobacco can't always. Isn't that written Lowanese? Bro, we can go over that. Okay, written Lowanese, I got no clue about. What are these lines? We saw them in 3 trailers now. We saw them in Audrey's, we saw them in Leonard's, and we saw them in Dunn's now. Dunn's are blue, whereas the other 2 were red. What? Oh, what the fuck is this? What? What is the blood? Oh, is this him? Oh, do you figure this is him right at the end after fighting Megos, and like him all fucked up and like about to die, and he says like, "We saved Tinjin"? That would be that. What the fuck is this hole otherwise? My god, he has really purple eyes. I mean, I know he's purple eyes, but that's really purple. Wait, who the fuck? Who is this? What? Who's he fighting? Wait, no, go back. God, Weibo is not great in this sense. Okay. Who is Megos? Long hair. We're seeing her from the back, so they're hiding the belly, maybe. I don't know anyone else that Dunn was fighting like this. Sharon. Oh, it could be Sharon. True. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Dunn didn't fight Sharon? Oh, Trissy. Oh, it could be Trissy then. It could be Trissy. Oh, the dream. True. It could be in the dream. But no. He couldn't be fighting her in the dream because the dream was peaceful. Because he wouldn't... I don't think he'd be fighting her in the dream. The dream would be peaceful. He'd be like getting her into a deeper dream instead of fighting her in the dream, you know? I doubt it's that. It might be Trissy though. But Trissy doesn't have golden hair. Anime... could be an... Oh, true. Could be an anime original. Man, going off of all this with zero understanding of what's being said is crazy. But man, it looks beautiful all the way around. What the fuck? Like, he looks like, okay, I thought he didn't look that great, but never mind. Moving, he looks so good. Oh my god. We're cooking, boys. We're not even cooking. We're just getting served amazing meals. This is, oh God, I'm so excited. Okay. Okay, while we're just waiting for the English subtitles, those should be posted on do thing at any second. Those should be posted on Twitter any second now. I'm just gonna start the process of getting this uploaded onto the channel. As soon as it gets uploaded, just give me a shout. I'll piece it together. He said the famous line. Maybe, we don't know, Hamong. There's no subtitles right now, and fuck it if I can read Mandarins or understand it. So we would get. Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, that's true. We would have to. By the way, if you guys, please, Easy's also reacting to it right now, so feel free to hop on over there while I'm just getting this uploaded to the channel really quickly. Or pull that up, because I'm not going to be talking much for the next minute or two. I'm just waiting until that comes out. How do I know if my divination has failed or if it was interfered with? My interpretation has always been, Money, that if it lands sideways... I appreciate you, buddy. My interpretation has always been that if it lands sideways, that's interference. If it's tails, that means it's a negative. And if it's heads, that means it's a positive. If that makes sense. Wait, I'm so curious. Money, have you been reading the novel alongside as well, or are you just following me? I totally got that bot on purpose. You did not, Romero, because I got that bot from... I got the idea. I did it once in Easy's Discord, and I was like, holy shit, this is so based. I need this. Reading as well for the most part? Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Give me 2 minutes, and then we're gonna, and then I think we should have the thing now as well. The English subtitles as well. Okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly watching it one more time. Man, this looks beautiful. This has got to be right at the end, dude, when Dunn is dying. It's out. I sent it to... Oh, thank you, username. Okay, give me 1 second, okay? Okay, Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get the thumbnail and everything set up, and then we should be good. You should try hard pips for today. You might actually be able to get it. We'll I don't know if we'll have time at this point, Devil, because by the time all this is done, we're probably gonna be like 20 minutes behind schedule. So we gotta get our shit up. It's too big. Oh no, that works just perfect. Nice. Okay. You know what the weird thing is? I actually kind of feel bad about Nagito not becoming mod, because he'd been so adamant about it for so long. It's just so sad. And then he got absolutely destroyed in the poll. Sorry, Nagito. Okay. Okay. I'm quickly, and then, okay, let's now react to the one with the English, and then we'll get on. Okay. Here. Okay. Okay. With English subtitles, let's do this. Oh god. Oh my god, Twitter compression is like actually cancerous. Kill me. We are the Guardians. And a group of wretches fighting danger and madness. What was the exact translation? It was something slightly different. Well, I feel like it was different, no? May the goddess bless you. Let you rest in peace. But I made the choice to be with them forever. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's referring to the people who's oh, a bunch of miserable okay, yeah, that's why. Okay, so the wording is slightly different. But I chose to be with them forever. Okay. Yeah. So it's those people that whose characteristics he carries. And the only time we heard about this was right before the Megos fight, right? Right before the Megos fight, Dunn was explaining this to Klein, and then he fucking died. Oh, and if that's true, then these could be from Saint Selena's ashes. I think Dr. Z said this. Oh, it could be that. Oh yeah, they're definitely, these trailers are not made for casuals. Like, I mean, I guess a casual could watch them, but like what you'd get out of it was just cool scene, fight, cool, haha, nice. You don't get much out of it. Who was this in Volume 1 that Dunn was fighting with blonde hair? Can't be Trissy. Trissy has black hair. Ma'am, I guess it could be Sharon. If they change a couple things, like look at this. That's like a side table. That's like a mirror. Like this could very well be Sharon's bedroom. If they slightly change the Sharon fight username, it can't be Sharon in a dream, because canonically, you don't try to fight someone in a dream, right? Because that would wake them up. That would alert their spiritual intuition something's going on. Dunn would try to push them deeper into a deep sleep, not by trying to fight them in their dream. That wouldn't make sense. Easy watching your premiere. Oh, okay, nice. Oh shit, tell Easy. Oh, I don't have subs yet. Yes, the subs hadn't come out. Fuck, sorry. Tell him I'll have those on in like 5 minutes, okay? Yeah, I don't know. This could be Sharon. I don't actually know who this is. We saved Tinjin. Oh my god! My god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh god. Okay. Okay. Okay, give me 2 minutes, guys. I'm just gonna quickly get the the subtitles put on the video and quickly get the reaction uploaded as well, just because if I don't do this now, I'm not gonna do it before by the time it's time to go to bed, because I'm just gonna be sleepy. I'm just gonna say fuck it. So let me just do this now. I'm really sorry, but let me just do this now, and then we can start reading. I am very sorry, but Dunn trailer's out, boys. It it is what it is. You know, we can't do anything about it. Okay. Nope, if I don't sleep now, my schedule will be fucked. Alright, have a good night, Nightwalker. No worries, man. Also, one question I've had this whole time. If you share your notes, because I've legit been looking at your notes this whole time and I low-key need a copy. Oh yeah, they're on Discord. There's a channel called Notes. You can just you can access them, you can copy them, you can do whatever you need to. It's no worries at all. I also write down some of my theories and like what I'm just hey Jason, we're gonna start reading in like 2 minutes. The Dunn trailer just came out and I've just been working on that really quickly. I'm just gonna finish that in 2 seconds and then we're gonna start reading for real, okay? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, God, if I start... I mean, I should be fine. My internet should be able to handle it. I'm curious if I start... no, I feel like I uploaded a video last time, too, and it didn't tank my internet, but I'm curious. I agree with most of your theories, to be honest. You have the thought a second before I do as I'm watching the VODs. That's good. Well, what I try to do is, I don't know if I always do a necessarily good job of it, but what I try to do is, as I'm having a thought or good Lord, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. How do I turn off the video audio here? Good Lord. As I'm having a thought, I try to, instead of just giving you guys the end result of like, oh, this is the theory, I try as best I can to try to actually guide you guys through like, hey, this is why I think this. Again, I don't know if I necessarily do a good job of it, but that's the ideal. Like, hey, if I'm having a thought, I want to tell you like, hey, the reason I'm having this thought is like, so I thought about XYZ. This is bringing me to this. I try to do that. We really need to discuss the lore from last stream. Yes, we do, Ramiro. Not right now, though, because I have not thought about it deeply enough to be able to actually have a coherent discussion on it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I actually need to clear out my hard drive. Or I need to get a new one. I can't get a new one right now. You've been doing a good job on that. Thank you. I like to think that I'm improving on it steadily, but, you know, who knows? Obviously, if you guys have any feedback or stuff, I'm always happy and do definitely want to hear it. Yeah. Okay. Now that should be done. Just give me literally 2 more seconds. I know I said this before. Just actually give me 2 more seconds. And then we're done. Okay, and then we can start reading. 25 minutes after. Benson Moretti. Bro, I bet you really do need to... I'll show you. The next trailer should be the Benson. Oh, I see. Okay, I get the joke now. Sorry, I just read Benson and I was like, what? I was like, I love Benson. Don't get me wrong, but what? Okay, that's fine. My fault. It's already 8 a.m. for me. Oh, God. I am so sorry. Okay, and then I think I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it just one more time. No morning stream tomorrow. I have to go pick up my parents from the airport, and then there'll be a night stream as regular. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Photoshop is really deciding to be a huge pain in the ass today. Check Discord. Okay, sounds good. Next is gonna be, and then Sun. Next is daily for sure. I don't know if we're gonna get a Sun, man. I don't think so, if I'm honest. I think he comes in too late in Volume 1 to get a trailer. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I love the Sun, but I just don't know. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, literally 2 more seconds. I feel like I've said this 19 times by now, but like 2 more seconds, okay? Oh, by the way, I agree with you on that criminal pathway thing. To an extent, Devil Trigger makes it sound very pink. Thank you. Yes. I mean, I know it also sounds, it makes me sound sociopathic because, you know, you have to kill a lot of people for it. I am, Dunn Smith forgot to bring a lighter to light his pipe as peak. What to do? Okay, that's good. I'm just going to change the title and then we will be on our way to actually start reading. We're going to get to 600, even though goddamn Easy did beat us, technically. But I feel like in fairness we did. I feel like in spirit we won this battle, okay? In spirit, I think we won this battle. So we'll take it as a spiritual win, really. Okay, let's actually start reading now. Holy shit. Holy. We wasted enough time. Can never know with Dunn. Clearly, wait. He can light it with his spirituality. Clearly he was reaching for a lighter in his chest pocket, or did he forget that he can use True. 592. $5.92. Discord, remember? Oh, what's on the Discord now? What? Oh, what's on the Discord? It's Sharon. Oh, is it? Okay, never mind. Username is right. I stand corrected. It is Sharon in the fight. Never mind. You know what? I'm happy to admit when I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. Okay. So all good. All right. Based proof. Yes. If Wiz didn't go to Discord now, username would have started to do what he said. Okay. What has me receiving the mission the day before have to do with when I find him. If I didn't need to spend a day waiting for the Snake of Fate, Will Ossepton, I could have done so 24 hours earlier. That's what professionalism is. Client answered calmly. You can choose not to hear what I have to say. Darkwell choked back the words he had prepared as his facial muscles twitched. Go ahead and say it. I received intel that Roy King has been captured by the military and is presently imprisoned in the Governor General's office. For real? My information source is sufficiently reliable, but I have no way of confirming it, Darkwell said. This is because it involves an important sealed artifact of the Life School of Thought, Klein said directly. Darkwell immediately jumped in fright as he took 2 steps back and looked around warily, afraid that someone might have heard. It should have been hard for him to hold back his... yeah. Can this sort of thing be set out on the street? He knows that we're from the Life School of Thought, and he knows that the old man is involved in an important sealed artifact. I only learned of that from my last communication with him. Darkwell gradually began to believe the adventure in front of him. Klein swept a gaze and looked down. You can make your payment. I can't confirm it. I can just say I can't just believe what you say is right, Darkwell said. You know what? This motherfucker's getting the Morty voice. Fuck this dude. God, fat ass. Then he saw the eyes of the adventurer in front of him turn abnormally cold. He trembled and said, all right, I'll barely count it as you completing your mission. Unwillingly, he took out a wad of cash from a secret pocket in his witch doctor robes and handed Klein 100 pounds. Although he was a Beyonder, the physical enhancements he obtained from his job as an apothecary and beast tamer wasn't enough to play a role in combat. He wasn't necessarily able to defeat an ordinary person with a revolver. As for the Beyond... Dude, you know what the funniest thing now is, Romero, now that I think about it? I gave the Morty voice, and I think like the worst version of the Morty voice, to the evil spirit, who could now be a king of angels, which is incomprehensible to me. that guy could be on the cusp of becoming a god, and I'm like, actually, sequence 4 of the mutant pathways called. That is so funny. Oh god. Our first look at a demoness on Dawn. That's why we warned you. That's so funny. As for the Beyonder pet he reared, it was also a fellow without any combat powers. Faced with an experienced and resourceful adventurer who was also likely an adventurer, both he and the owl weren't necessarily a match. All he could do was act as he said. It wasn't easy saving up that amount of money, he lamented. It was indeed profitable being an apothecary, even more so when out in the colonies. There were pirates, sailors, and adventurers. All sorts of people and official organizations were more relaxed on enforcing the rules. He could sell certain banned medicine without anyone coming to knock at his door. For the past 2 months, just the customers from the Red Theater was enough for him to earn more than what he earned the previous year. However, as a Beyonder, his expenses were huge as well. The savings he had preliminarily had been expended when advancing to Beast Tamer. Later, he reared a pet and with great difficulty bought the potion formulas and ingredients for it. He also purchased defensive charms for himself, leaving him only a few £100 in savings. Banned medicine? I think it's probably that apothecary is still a Beyonder, an unofficial Beyonder even. So official churches and stuff on the mainland would be like, you can't be telling people you're a Beyonder and you can't be giving out shit, right? So they'd probably like crack down really hard on them. Whereas out here, it's kind of like, we're dealing with pirates. What the fuck is one apothecary? Whatever. All right, username. Bye-bye, buddy. Klein received the cash, counted it, and verified the authenticity before putting it in his pocket and leaving. After seeing Klein's figure disappear from the alley, Darkwell's expression sank. It's too dangerous here. I have to leave as soon as possible. As he mumbled, he returned inside his herb store. Once again, he dragged down a brown suitcase and quickly stuffed all sorts of clothes and cash, which he had folded neatly. Yeah, all that because he sold some guy some fucking male enhancements. Finally, he poured out the notes and different coins of different denominations from the cash register, stuffed them into his pocket, and took out the fake identification documents he had spent a fortune on. With the brown suitcase, he walked out of the herb store. Looking back at the various medicinal ingredients he hadn't finished selling yet, Darkwill's chubby face clearly twitched. He took a breath and locked the door while resisting his aching heart. He went straight for the harbor by getting a rental carriage, headed for the Bayam Liner ticketing company. It's too dangerous. Way too dangerous. Old man has been caught. He's been caught, he sat in a carriage and repeated himself. In this state, he finally arrived at the ticketing company, and after paying for the carriage, he rushed into the lobby and queued up for a liner to East Balam. Darkwill kept taking a few deep breaths as he closely followed the customers ahead of him and shifted forward. "Get me the first ship out of here," he emphasized. As he sporadically inched forward, Darkwill finally calmed down. His expression occasionally turned twisted before quickly calming down, this repeated numerous times. When there was only one customer left in front of him, Darkwill paused on the spot. "Dumbass! You dumbass!" he cursed and immediately turned around, carried his suitcase and walked out of the ticketing lobby with his documents. He can't buy an official ticket because he has fake documents? Is that the reason? Klein didn't care how Darkwill was saving his teacher. He believed that it wasn't something that needed his concern. They have the life school of thought backing them. Even if they are recently fractured, they're an ancient organization, making it have hundreds of years of history. It has a considerable heritage. Chubby Apothecary will naturally be able to find someone to help. Even if the life school of thought can't do it, it'll be useless even if I get the entire tarot club to help. So there's no need for me to worry about him. The military in Bayam has a demigod. Of course, he might not be in the Governor General's office and might be in the military base. Inside the carriage, Klein took out his wallet and looked at the paper crane, wondering if he should immediately throw it above the grey fog. No, I'll wait longer. Perhaps that snake of fate might want to give me some more perks, or might want to give me some perks. I think I should prepare a pencil next time. I neglected a problem. A paper crane is only so big. Using a fountain pen will quickly leave it without any space to write. That'll make me unable to contact Will and end up waiting passively, and I can't keep the paper crane on me all day. In a few days, I'll send it above the grey fog again. After all, I can't always have Will tracking me. I have to be careful. Klein made his decision, returned to his inn, packed his suitcase, and checked out of the suite. To his delight, on Danitz's second time here, he made a prepayment, making him responsible for the 5 soli fee. Klein is trying to fleece us. I don't know if he's necessarily trying to fleece one, but he's saying like, "Hey bro, I really did help you out, so if you want to toss some godlike powers my way, I won't say no. You know, give me a little something for my trouble." Soon, Klein switched to a different district and came to Odom Street, which is close to the Amorous Leaf Bar. He stayed in an inn called Tiana. He got a clean and simple room which cost him 2 soli, 2 pence every day. There was complimentary cup of fruit juice squeezed from the gigantic fruit named Tiana. As he drank the milky fruit juice, that makes me think of like boba. Klein no longer cared about his image. He slumped into a recliner chair and decided to daze off and take a nap for the next 2 hours before going above the grey fog to browse through the prayers of the believers to experience the different facades people have. Backland, the White family. Emlyn looked at the blood-red gem that appeared in front of him at the altar. He seemed to be able to hear it resonating with his blood. After thanking Mr. Fool, he picked up the gem and felt the uniqueness flowing through it, so as to confirm that it was the inheritance from a sanguine baron. As long as I prepare the corresponding inheritance ritual and supplementary ingredients, I'll become a baron. And this isn't difficult at this stage. Emlyn thought with anticipation and glee. According to the human system, I would be a sequence 6 beyonder. The corresponding name is Potions Professor. Bro, is that a fucking Hogwarts reference? What is happening here? I hope someone gets that reference, but okay. Okay, I need to go to my notes really quickly. Man, I should really bookmark my notes. I don't know why I didn't think of that until right now. Sequence 6 of the apothecary pathway. Apothecary Beast Tamer, Sequence 7 unknown. Sequence 6. 6 potions, Professor. Sanguine have ritual for Sequence 6, just like Sequence 5. So that's why it's very rare for them to lose control. Another blessing from their ancestor. Ah, cool. I did not know that. Thank you, Dr. Z. I will toss that in the lore section. In the blink of an eye, it was Monday again. Above the fogs, Monday again? We're gonna get another terror meeting? Fuck yeah. Above the fog sea, a fleet was tearing through the thin fog and blue sea. Their flagship was a gigantic sailboat which had a unique flag on it. It depicted an eyelashless eye with 10 stars surrounding it. Eyelashless eye, that's the symbol of the great sage? The hidden sage. The great hit. I don't know. Something like that. Admiral of Stars, Cat Leia, stood by the window of the captain's cabin as she quietly looked at the sunlight that shone through the thin fog. Hidden sage, thank you. Through the thin fog until the wall clock produced its cuckoo. She glanced at it and quickly converted it to the lone time. The hidden nutsack. True. She then pulled the curtains and sat behind her desk. Yeah, the thing that killed. I know, the thing that convinced old Neil to kill himself. Fuck that guy. Placed on a red wooden table were a brass sextant and a light blue celestial globe. The latter's surface had a large swath of blankness, regions that hadn't been explored or were impossible to explore. Bro, once Klein becomes a Sequence 0, the first thing he needs to do is kill that fucking guy, okay? Cat Leia reached out her fingers and played with the celestial globe before closing her eyes and waiting for a full summoning. Before long, a crimson light flooded her eyes, drowning the prepared her completely. By the time she got used to the changes, she found herself in the Holy Palace, propped up by the stone columns. She was before a long, mottled bronze table. While Miss Justice was greeting everyone energetically, Cat Leia also expressed her respects to Mr. Fool, who was still covered in the fog. She did a simple sweep. She glanced at the Hangman, the Fool, the Sun, who were sitting opposite her and had slight changes in their outward appearance. It was different from before. This indicated that they had advanced. This meant that they had advanced in just the past few days. In a week, 3 Tarot Club members have advanced? It's likely that the Hanged Man and the Moon have already reached Sequence 6. Is this a coincidence? They happen to consume the potion this week? In terms of probability, there is a possibility. The Moon and the Sun were purchasing ingredients last week, but this also serves to show how the Tarot Club members advance very quickly. Of course, it's not strange to advance quickly below Sequence 5, once a Beyonder masters the acting method and isn't lacking in resources. From 6 to 5, there's a need for a ritual, and the digestion becomes increasingly difficult. It's difficult for matters such as such matters to happen again. Following that, Audrey apologized to Mr. Fool, saying that she hadn't been in contact with the psychology alchemist recently and wasn't able to provide any diary pages. Forrest was in a similar situation. Her teacher was slow in repaying her, and the cold weather outside left her resistant against the idea of heading out. Having just advanced and having many things to settle, Derek wasn't able to produce any new ancient myths. Klein could only calmly nod. Upon seeing this, Derek heaved a sigh of relief and turned his head to the other end of the long bronze table. Mr. World, I've obtained the method for separating a Beyonder characteristic from the mental corruption left by a Rampager. Let's fucking go! Yes! Because their method can't be the one that Cat Leia? No, Edwina recommended. I think it was Edwina. to like shatter the fucking characteristic with the help of a god. The City of Silver can't have that because they don't have any gods that respond to them. Yeah, Forrest talking to a god. It was too cold, so I didn't go out. True. Don't say it so directly. On the other end of the table, Klein's expression nearly froze. Little son, although you have promised several times in the past, making Miss Justice and the Hanged Man know of this matter, can't you see that Ma'am Hermit just joined? Klein resisted his urge to facepalm. 593 solution. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. There's no way Klein becomes a sequence 6 in the next little bit, or sequence 5 in the next couple chapters, because he still needs to digest the sequence 6. Man. The method for separating a rampager's corruption from a characteristic. Cattleya shot a glance at the world and guessed that he might have obtained one of the 2 Beyonder characteristics that a rampager left behind. In addition, one of them likely involved the advancement characteristic for the world or someone close to him. Son giving out free info for yes. This was a very easy inference, since if one didn't use a Beyonder characteristic as the main ingredient of a potion, the mental corruption of a rampager in it didn't matter if it was made into a mystical item. At worst, the negative effects would be extremely strong, making it equivalent to a sealed artifact. But that didn't mean there was no way of using it. After adjusting his emotions, Klein controlled the world to say, "Write it on a piece of paper and pass it to me." With that said, Klein originally wished to encourage the little son of being a trustworthy person, but upon considering how the world's image was that of a gloomy and reserved person who didn't say anything until he had motives, he instantly fell into a dilemma. No, there is an ulterior motive. By letting the son maintain his principles, it will make things a lot easier in the future. To put it simply, it'll be easier to fleece him. Bro, why are you so mean? Of course, I'll have to suffer the damage from his honesty and uprightness as a result. The world is an experienced and shrewd Beyonder in the eyes of Miss Justice and the Hanged Man. They likely wouldn't notice any problems. And the world let out a deep laugh and said, You're really a trustworthy person. Your character is worthy of praise." The Hanged Man pricked up his brows and said, "I'm also interested in the knowledge regarding this. What can I use to trade for it?" He planned to do the transaction if it wasn't too expensive, and then he would give up if it exceeded his expectations. After all, he didn't have any use for it for the moment. Having been praised, Derek was lost in joy. After 2 seconds, he said, "Mr. Hangman, there's no need. You've already been giving me suggestions in the past when I was faced. Just treat it as my way of showing appreciation." The Hanged Man was briefly at a loss for words. The son's reply was completely out of his expectations. "Your character is really worthy of praise." Alger quickly composed himself and praised the little son. "Don't copy what I just said. Can't you use a different sentence?" "Dumbass." "No, he's dumber than an ass. A dumb sheep." Emlyn silently condemned the son. Emlyn, I don't think you're in a position to be calling anyone dumb, brother. You're dumb as a bag of bricks. From this morning, he had been filled with anticipation for the tarot gathering, as he had already advanced to a baron and wished to find a chance to covertly flaunt himself. They might not be able to tell, apart from Mr. Fool, and Mr. Hangman can likely guess it. I should do something to let them know that I'm an honorable Lord Baron. Towards Little Son's words, Justice Audrey didn't feel any guilt or anger, as she knew very well that the Hanged Man had been the one guiding him all along. This is the natural result of being a good person. I hope the Hanged Man will become kinder in the future. She watched this scene in delight and didn't have the urge to spend money to obtain a method for separating the mental corruption from a characteristic. Good lord, all the other characters hiding their sequence except Emlyn. Yeah, exactly. Emlyn is like, "No, praise me. I am amazing." Derek quickly turned around and obtained Mr. Fool's approval and conjured 2 yellowish-brown goatskin parchments. Klein controlled the world and took a piece. He scanned it impatiently. There are 2 methods. The first is to use an item that can steal the Beyonder powers of others. Extract the mental corruption away left behind by the rampager and concoct the characteristic into a potion before the theft loses effect. This way, the mental corruption will have nowhere to go and will dissipate. What? Hold on. Okay, I might need someone to explain this. I might be too dumb. Okay. So you can use like so you can use like creeping hunger, for example, to steal its power. And then concoct the characteristic into a potion. So basically you need to have all the other stuff ready, dissipate it, steal it, concoct it into a potion, and then you're good. Oh, like a blood vessel thief? Like, creeping hunger wouldn't work? The second is to hold a ritual and pray to one of 2 mystical items in the city of... Oh my god, no wonder. Oh my god. I'm like, dude, why am I feeling so weird? It's because I didn't have any music on. I'm so silly. Ha ha ha. I'm such a silly Billy. Hold on. I was like, dude, I can hear my own thoughts. I don't like this. Why is that happening? It's because I don't have music. An artifact that has the power of stealing. Isn't that also the... Isn't that also... Your voice is the only music I need. Aw, thanks, buddy. Use an item that has the ability to steal the corruption. I still feel like that's creeping hunger. I don't know. I might just have this wrong. Creeping hunger isn't stealing. It takes the whole characteristic. Sorry for asking her. Do you mind telling me the website you use? Oh, yeah, we've got like 7 more chapters. Sound, we're reading real fucking slow today. I don't actually use a website, I just have a EPUB of the entire fucking Lord of Mysteries. Yeah. If you're interested, join the Discord. I'm sure someone can send it to you. Or I can send it to you, fuck it. Creeping hunger can't steal, it can only enslave the souls? Oh, cool, okay. So wait, so what pathway would Blood Vessel Thief be? Thief makes me think... the Marauder pathway? Cool. The second is to hold a ritual, to pray to one of the mystical items in our City of Silver. Use its feedback to shatter the Beyonder characteristic and let the mental corruption expire. That way, the Beyonder characteristic will automatically gather together slowly. I only managed to obtain the corresponding ritual procedure and was unable to obtain the precise description of the item. Only the elders of the 6-member council have the right to know it and preside over such a ritual. The ritual's procedure is... Thoughts went through Klein's mind as he nearly forgot to control the dummy. The first method is indeed something I never considered. The sealed artifact Blood Vessel Thief behind Chanis Gate is able to steal a target's Beyonder power. By viewing a mental corruption as one of them, there's nothing wrong with this logic. But here's the problem. The mental corruption inside the all-black eye isn't that of an ordinary Beyonder, but an evil god. Regardless of if it's the Beyonder who's stealing the power or a mystical item, it will not be able to withstand such corruption. The former has a 100% chance of losing control, and the latter will directly be corrupted. In theory, I can sacrifice a similar mystical item and use it to replace the all-black eye's corruption, but the timing has to be done perfectly with 0 errors. Otherwise, the 2 items might end up corrupted. Dude, that would be so funny. Klein tries to transfer the corruption, instead ends up doubling it. Oh, that would be so funny. Now he just has 2 corrupted items and he's like, no, what have I done? Would you like this corrupted item or double it and give it to the next person? Klein quickly analyzed the viability of the first option. As for the second option, it was similar to his and Edwina's previous guess, only the details were a little different. The two powerful mystical items in the City of Silver are at best grade 0. Basically, it can't be a true god. True God's sequence 0 remains. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in such a pathetic state in the City of Silver. Therefore, does it mean that in order to shatter a Beyonder characteristic, one doesn't need a god strength? It's enough to be at the level of an angel. According to Little Sun, an angel is equivalent to a subsidiary god and can be barely considered a god. True creator consorts everywhere. Yes, this matter can be verified. Sea God Kalvatua only obtained a portion of Calamity Kohenam's characteristic. The remaining part is in the Book of Calamity. Write that shit down? What, the characteristic bullshit? I guess. I don't really give a fuck. I don't know why it's that important, but fine, fine, fine. Man, music starts going, I just instantly start feeling better. The remaining part is in the Book of Calamity. There might even be a third part. I wonder whether it's where it's hidden, since it helps this high elf at the level of an angel be able to resist death. In short, it can be seen that Kohenam's Beyonder characteristic was split into at least 2 parts. This is essentially the same as shattering a Beyonder characteristic. With all the evidence validating each other, I can make a preliminary conclusion that as long as this ritual is right, the feedback of a powerhouse at the angel level will be able to shatter a Beyonder characteristic. Here comes the problem. Where do I find an angel? Mr. Azek might be one at his peak, but he clearly hasn't recovered yet. As for Saints, Snake of Fate, Will Ossipton is only a fetus that hasn't even been born yet. Klein didn't spend too much time thinking, deciding to consider how to resolve the problem after the tarot gathering ended. With that, Alger scanned the area and gained an understanding to a degree. Towards this, he had a theory. Getting the world to seek the method to separate the mental corruption of a Beyonder characteristic is likely a test from Mr. Fool. But does this imply that Mr. Fool's strength has only recovered to the level of a saint and not an angel? Otherwise, there's no need to go through such trouble. He could just directly remove it. How long has it been? It's already been several months, and Mr. Fool has already recovered to this extent. Right. He can already respond in place of the sea god Kalvatua. Overthinking Alger again? True. But it also seems that Alger knew that, like, an angel can just remove it, which is crazy. I mean, in fairness, even if before this Klein did get that information, what the fuck was he gonna do with it? He doesn't... In another year or two, he'll likely be able to escape from his seal. Sitting at the pinnacle as an angel, he'll be just one step shy of the ultimate goal. Ignoring the Hanged Man's reaction, Catalea looked at the Hanged Man and thought for a few seconds. I'm not sure if those methods include one of the methods I know of. I can provide it for free. An Unshadowed of the Sun pathway can directly cleanse away the mental corruption of a Beyonder characteristic. You're just gonna give that for free? Catalea, my go. You know what? Betray the Terror Club. Fuck it. Just do it after giving me a lot of information. Fuck it. What? Unshadowed. Is that sequence... Oh, fuck. That's a demigod of the sun pathway? Where the fuck am I supposed to find that? What? Ma'am Hermit is a lot more proactive than last time. Has she adjusted her state of mind, or does she have a motive? Could it be that she has discovered that everyone is a weakling, so there's no need to be careful? Klein was surprised with Catleya's attitude before he delighted that he obtained a third method. It was from the sun pathway, which the City of Silver lacked. Is he just flexing on? I know! He came back to do a 2-chapter stream to beat me to 600. This fucking guy. Wow. Following that, he switched to the demeanor of a salesman and asked, "Do you know of a book named Grozel's Travel?" Derek thought about it seriously before honestly shaking his head. No. It's a magical book that originates from dragons. Many of its owners have vanished. Originates from dragons? Audrey keenly noticed this important point. Yes, a Beyonder planned on selling it for £8,000. He didn't raise the price above Edwina's offer because he had yet to bargain with her. This is where he could get some profit on the trade, because even if Edwina insists on £8,000, he could still obtain Grozel's Travels and study it. Audrey pursed her lips and said, What's so magical about it? It requires further study. The world chose to be honest. I'll consider it. Audrey wasn't in a hurry to agree because £8,000 was also a considerable sum of money to her as well. Especially with her having just been reimbursed for Lie, it was very difficult for her father to accept a book of unknown purpose. And if she were to rely on herself, it would take at least 3 or 4 months, built on the premise that she had already purchased the psychiatrist Beyonder characteristic for Susie. Hence, she turned to the world and asked about the psychiatrist's characteristic. I mainly spent this week hunting Vice Admiral Ailment and failed. I didn't find a grazing target to switch to. Klein was instantly left somewhat embarrassed, feeling as though the world's shrewd image had been damaged. Thankfully, the world didn't have the ability to blush. As long as he wasn't controlled, there was no change to his state. He chuckled and said, "Another few days." 3 to 4 months, £8,000. Dude, like, she can save like $2,000 a month. And that's on top of spending whatever crazy amount she spends a month on, I don't know, whatever someone as rich as Audrey spends money on. Buying yachts? I don't fucking know. Audrey nodded with a reserved attitude and didn't rush him. This was because Susie didn't express any desire in advancing anytime soon. After all, she was only a dog. How dare you? Only a dog? Wow, I'm hurt, Audrey. The Hangman, the Moon, and the Sun had just advanced a few days ago, so they were in the early stages of converging their spirituality and practicing their new powers. They had no desire to purchase the subsequent potion formulas or sanguine inheritance. Besides, they didn't have spare cash. Although Alger had lowered the price Emlyn had to pay for the Sanguine Baron inheritance to £4,300 and a £300 commission, allowing him to earn £1,400, he had spent quite a bit on the Whip of Mind. All he had left was £1,445. Wait, Alger earned $1,400 from that fucking sale? That's crazy. After purchasing the Sanguine Baron inheritance, new dolls, and doll dresses, he still had £2,300 in savings. Although it seemed like a sizable amount, the subsequent ingredients were that of a Viscount. It would cost at least £8,000. Emlyn is very easy to scam, clearly, bro. What? As for Derek, he had exchanged all his merit points that he had previously accumulated, as he was waiting to be sent out for patrolling or exploratory missions. Forrest and Audrey were similarly not seeking to purchase the potion formulas of the subsequent sequences, since they could not obtain them from their own resource channels. Furthermore, there was no need to hide it or waste money at the Tarot Club. Audrey simply wasn't too nitpicky when it came to money. It didn't mean she was dumb. On the other, how much do you think Susie is worth? It is a sequence 8 domesticated animal that can speak. I feel like Audrey said just like a hound was worth like a couple thousand, like a 1,500 or something. No, like when they bought, like when her dad and her brother bought some Shit, it was that expensive, right? So a sequence 8 who can talk and is a good observer and is very clever. I don't know, 6,000-7,000 pounds probably. I don't know. Am I pulling a number out of my ass? Yes, I am. Don't judge me. On the other hand, Cattleya was still observing and wasn't in a rush to reveal what she needed. On the other hand, she didn't believe that the other Tarot Club members, apart from the Fool, could provide anything she needed. After all, to an Admiral who had advanced to sequence 5 years ago, what she needed most was the level of a demigod. Therefore, she only looked calmly at the sun and the others, without making any attempts at speaking. Klein thought for a moment and controlled the world to add, is anyone able to obtain a mystical item with a very potent offensive strength? I think you're lowballing? Really? I'd say worth more just as a collector's item alone. It'd be way more. Maybe, but how many people you figure would be interested in that who have that kind of money? Like, they could just rear the pet on their own, no? Although I guess you get rich enough, who the fuck even cares? I don't know. The target of his question was directed at the hermit. This was because only Admiral of Stars, who had traveled the sea for many years, could satisfy his request. Even the hanged man and the artisan he knew couldn't do it unless he could provide them with a corresponding sequence 6 or 5 characteristic. Cattleya fell silent for a few seconds before shaking her head. If something similar appears at the Beyonder gatherings I participate, I'll help you take a note. I think over 10,000? Any act of selling a being with consciousness is a crime. Stop putting price on the dog. I mean, maybe Dr. Z, but now you're gonna have to, but now we'd have to get into like a really philosophical discussion of what does consciousness mean? How do you define it? What level of being has a consciousness? All these years, she had killed several Beyonders and had indeed obtained a certain number of characteristics and mystical items, but they were either rewarded to her subordinates or she had exchanged them for 2 powerful items that greatly enhanced her strength and survivability. She didn't have anything to spare. Furthermore, she needed the 2 items and wouldn't sell them before she advanced to a demigod. From the looks of it, the Admiral of Stars isn't a well-to-do person either. A huge faction implies huge expenses. With the transactions coming to an end, he controlled the world to look at Forrest and said, I wish to entrust you with a mission. Me? Forrest was a little surprised. Go to William Street, which borders Westboro and Empressboro, and circle the place. Do it once every 2 or 3 days. Take note of any abnormalities. If there are any, inform me immediately. Abnormality? What would be considered abnormal? He did use the Fool to bring focus on the matter, as everyone was already used to it and experienced. Furthermore, beneath William Street was the precise location of the Tudor family ruins where the evil spirit was lingering. There might be something abnormal about William Street in Backland? Audrey was originally not very surprised in the topic, but at the moment she pricked up her ears and paid close attention. She trusted the world's ability to gather intelligence to a great degree. Westboro, Empressboro? Sounds like it's located in the Lone's capital, Backland. Miss Magician is presently in Backland? Indeed, she looks ordinary, but she isn't in any way. To a secret organization, members in a city are often more powerful in other areas. Of course, she might also be like me. A coincidence of fate because she requested to be roped in. Cattleya swept a gaze at Forrest and quickly analyzed the information she had been revealed. And think of the resale value if they reach a higher sequence? Well, I guess, true. The church's secret organization, any rich person would buy that in a heartbeat? You think so? Why the fuck would the churches want it? Want her. Sorry, not it. I apologize. Oh, I don't. Since there's new people here, I will mention it. If you guys are interested, consider joining the memberships for the channel. You can find them, like, I don't know, near the subscribe button, I think. I don't know. No pressure, of course. But if you have a couple extra bucks, consider it. It's really helpful for me. And then hopefully in time I can do more content, because yeah. Hopefully I can make more time for it. And you get some really cool emotes like the one Romero's spamming right now. Yeah. I have to warn you that if you really notice something abnormal, do not attempt to investigate it or hire someone to do the investigation. It will be very dangerous. I need this to be your job. There's like 40 prerequisites that need to happen between that money, but I assure you, I would want nothing more. I have wanted for this to be my job since I think my channel is now 7 years old. I think I made it when I was 15, give or take. Maybe 16, I can't remember. How would I know what the abnormalities there will be? Klein mumbled. I believe there will... After a few seconds, she changed her posture and said, 100 pounds. Much lower than I chuckle. Much more than I imagined, the world chuckled. It's because it's for myself as well. I'll just treat it as people observation. How many subscribers have you gotten from Lord of the Mysteries alone? Well, I don't know the number, but if I had to say, I think when I started reading, I was at like 14 or 1500 subscribers. So I think I've gotten like 5 or 6 or 500. I'll just treat it as people observation to get material for my novel. That's right, I can't just stay at home all day. It's time for me to get out. I have to push forward. The matter of being acting as a trick master, conjuring tricks to amuse Gio isn't enough to digest it. How should I act? Join a circus? Or do individual performances at different squares? I don't have to be worried about how people I know view me. As an author, life experiences are a basic trait. After settling the matter, Klein made the world turn his head to the Hanged Man and chuckled darkly. I received intel that the Church of Storm has taken action. The matter at Banksy Harbor has been preliminarily resolved. Aldri immediately replied, "What's the final outcome?" "There won't be a Banksy Harbor for a while," the world said. At this moment, Audrey and company realized what they were talking about. This was the place with the ancient name Bincy and the present name Banksy. It was the place where descendants of the King of Angel Medici resided. Is the world implying that the Church of Storm have leveled Banksy Harbor? That's in their style. That's good too. There's no need to worry that someone innocent will be corrupted. I wonder if the King of Angels Medici appeared or escaped. Would the Pontiff of the Church of Storm appear in person, or was a Grade 0 artifact used? Mr. World, do you know any specifics? Audrey asked. No one knows, other than the upper echelons of the Church of Storm. Like God Valley? True. That's like W for the Church Storm? Why W? They just leveled an island. In what universe is that a W? I want to become a member of the Church's upper echelon, the Hanged Man emphasized to himself. Cat Leia, who had just joined the tarot gathering, and basically didn't understand what they were talking about. As a pirate admiral, she was no stranger to Banksy Harbor, but she didn't know what happened there. She also had no idea whether the Church of Storm would destroy the place. It should be a very serious matter that deals with the higher-ups. The members of the Tarot Club seem to be aware of the reasoning. Although their sequences aren't high, they seem to know a lot and are involved in many matters. Apart from the sun, this is the reason why Mr. Fool tacitly agreed to have them establish this gathering. Through the tarot gathering, they will directly influence various matters of different organizations. He was impressed to casually wipe out an island. She still maintained her silence and didn't inquire. This left Audrey, who was waiting to flaunt via answering in response to the hermit's puzzlement, disappointed. Even for Ma'am Hermit, it's unlikely she'll be involved in such matters regarding a King of Angel. No, she might not even know about the existence of the King of Angel, Audrey thought. After talking about the outcome, Emlyn immediately cleared his throat and said, "Thanks to Mr. Hangedman's help, I'm already a baron. I have a question. As a sanguine, do I need the acting method like you humans to expedite the so-called digestion? Or as, after advancing to baron, so as to better grasp the Beyonder characteristic?" His back was extremely sharp and his neck was slightly elevated as his chin was slightly tipped upwards. This fucking guy. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Mr. Fool isn't able to answer your question, but in theory, it's required. After all, you're using the inheritance of others. Cattleya scanned her surroundings and said, a sanguine baron corresponds to a sequence 6 potion, Professor? Yes. Emlyn replied, unable to hide a smile. He wasn't stupid. From the previous transactions and interactions, he had determined the sequences of the other members apart from the world. He believed that he was one of the strongest members of the Tarot Club. Of course, this was excluding Mr. Fool and the recently recruited Ma'am Hermit. Mr. Moon is already at sequence 6? Why does he seem more immature than the sun? At that moment, Cattleya said, it requires acting because this pathway only has the name vampire at sequence 7. Oh, that was so obvious. I should have gotten that. As for you, you were born in that state. There's no need to act, but it is required for the other sequences. Oh, that's so silly. I should have... That should have been so obvious. That's so stupid. Apothecary. Beast Tamer, 7. Vampire. Okay, cool. Now we know something about Apothecary too. The only ones I'm actually missing knowledge on is Reader and Planter, basically. He's already acting like royalty. Oh, and I think I might actually be missing one more too. I think I might be missing info on 3 of them. Marauder pathway is also low. $5.95 domain. Oh, okay, so Sanguine are basically born sequence 7? Yeah, true. Oh, can, Ramiro or someone, if someone else is, can I ask someone to do me a favor? Can someone just, I don't have the link to the Discord offhand. Can someone just, type in, the, like, invitation to the Discord really quickly? I just want to post them in the, videos that I posted. I don't have it on me. Fuck. If someone can, that'd be great. If you don't have it handy, don't worry about it. It's not the biggest deal. I can do it after. Okay. Oh, Ramiro, you're my fucking goat, dude. Okay, dope. All right, let's keep going. Without waiting for the hermit to answer, Audrey added, "If you believe this is an important piece of information and isn't something to be given for free, then I could provide some payment." "No, there's no need. Anyone familiar with the Fena Potter's Church of Earth Mother will have some understanding of this." Cattleya didn't doubt Miss Justice's sincerity when it came to the principle of equal exchange. She believed that Miss Justice was fully capable of satisfying her price in terms of wealth and resources, but she decided to provide the information for free. Firstly, it raised Miss Justice's impression on her and would build a foundation for future transactions. Second, by providing the information, she could observe the reactions of the members and estimate their standings. "I'm very familiar with the Earth Mother's Blessed, Bishop Utrovsky, but I don't know anything about that. Of course, I truly am a little scared of him. His strength, remember once it was said that the Church Mother takes in vampires? True, yes it was, yes. His height and build are too intimidating. Every time I'm there, I only seek out Emlyn, sitting," Klein thought in a soft-deprecating manner. Cattleya didn't pause as she continued. "Vampires from the moon pathway. Whoa. Oh, it's called, so sequence 0 is moon. What? How does that work? Couldn't fucking tell you. How does that fit in with my theory? Couldn't fucking tell you, boys. Sequence 0. Moon. Ooh. The corresponding sequence 9 is Apothecary, 8 is Beast Tamer, sequence 6 is Potions Professor, sequence 5 is Scarlet Scholar. Whoa. Sequence 4 is Shaman King. Whoa, we got so much more information. That's awesome. Okay, I was literally just saying I don't know much about it. Now I fucking know as much about this as any other pathway. Never mind. Okay. I'm not sure about the higher sequences. Ma'am Hermit, I have to emphasize that it's sanguine, not vampire. I won't object if you call those humans who consume the characteristics of my kinsman vampire. I would even be very agreeable to it. So vampires from the Apothecary pathway. So is Shaman King. No wonder they revere the primordial moon and not the goddess. Could the scarlet lunar corona that Ma'am Sharon obtained be from the dead Scarlet Scholar or a Viscount Sanguine? Apart from being able to recreate the effects of a full moon and neutralize the corresponding effects, it can provide terrifying speed, unimaginable recovery power, and does have rather powerful darkness-related spells. The negative effects can be neutralized by drinking the fresh blood of the living. Indeed, it does seem to be a result of the sanguine. Among the various jobs of this wait, now that I think, didn't we have some notes about a Shaman King in our notes now? Shaman King. Yes. Okay, we have some notes about it. Shaman King Klarman was a historical figure who was active in the era more than 1,000 years ago. So I thought Shaman King was a title. No, it was his fucking Beyonder sequence. Ah. Cool. Cool. Even after the separation of the northern and southern continent, they blossomed into two groups. One headed by the Shaman King, the other by the Life School of Thought. Ah. The plot thick. Okay, I'm sorry. Among the various jobs of this pathway, there are some that resemble the Seer pathway. There's no connection between the sequences, while there are some that have some obvious progression. How strange. Aldra, Fours, and company were either in thought Listening in relish or pretended to be disinterested, everyone had different reactions. But Cattleya was able to figure out that they didn't understand much about vampires prior to this. They're either low or mid-ranking members of their organizations. They match the characteristics of being recently pulled into the Tarot Club at the stage of rapidly advancing. The world didn't react. Either he's very stead or he long knew of the matters regarding vampires, or both. After repeated observations, I have to admit the world is the tarot card member that needs the most attention paid to. Audrey listened with great interest. Ma'am Hermit, why are the sequences in the moon pathway seemingly unrelated? Cattleya looked at Miss Justice and discovered that the dress and accessories she wore were completely different from the last gathering. There was no repeat, but it exuded her luxurious and noble bearing. After a moment of silence, Cattleya said, "A sequence's pathway doesn't necessarily need to be related or superficially connected. The common trait is that this pathway corresponds to the god's domain. For example, the moon represents spirituality, plants, beauty, parts of life, parts of darkness, and parts of mystery. Therefore, this pathway has apothecary of the plant domain, vampire of the life domain, beast tamer of the intersection of life and spirituality." Sanguine, Emlyn emphasized. This should be why us sanguine are very intelligent and beautiful. No, that's not the case. The vampires I've seen are all disgusting and ferocious, Derek thought in his heart. God bless him. Ah, okay, but that is cool. That's going to the notes. It can be explained in such a manner that's quite different from the Captain's and Daly's explanation. Different pathways represent the domains possessed by Sequence 0. Or could it be that the two combined are the most accurate answer? I wonder what the domains the Sequence 0s of the Seer pathway represent are. From the symbol behind my chair, it represents strangeness and change. Audrey easily understood Ma'am Hermit's explanation and couldn't help but guess the name of the pathways of her pathway, Sequence 0. Wait, do I know the Sequence 0 for Audrey, or do I just know the one? Oh, I do, yes, Visionary. Oh, of course I know Visionary. I'm the goat that created Visionary, motherfucker. I wish Mr. Fool can quickly find the card of blasphemy for my pathway. That Grozel's travel originates from dragons. I wonder if it has anything to do with the Mind Dragon. At this moment, Emlyn, as a form of validation, that is to say that I've successfully become a Viscount Sanguine. I similarly have to act as a potions professor, even if I'm a favorite of the moon? My dear Emlyn, I know you are trying to bring attention to the latter half of your sentence. Klein nearly reached out his right hand to pinch his chin. Yes, Cattleya nodded. This was also one of the reasons why he had entrusted Miss Magician to check the abnormality around William Street. He ultimately felt to Emlyn, who was a vampire, didn't enjoy going out or socializing, and was rather unreliable at present. Another reason was that he knew that being controlled by the Sanguine's upper echelons, in secret. Getting him to head to William Street made it easy to expose the matters regarding the underground ruins. The exchange continued and came to a close. Audrey seemed to recall something, turned her body and looked at the end of the bronze table. Mr. Fool, the second round of the Civil Servant Unified Exam has officially ended. What's left are the final interviews. I wonder if Benson can pass and have the opportunity of entering the final interview. Klein leaned back and listened wistfully, and suddenly felt wistful. He nodded slightly and said, "Not bad." Audrey, who had been praised by the Fool, became happier. She felt that she was indirectly changing the fate of many people. Benson, my goat! Absolutely. Benson is like number 3 goat in the series. Allowing people who were stuck in the lower and middle classes to have a chance at entering the middle and upper class. When Cattleya heard the exchange, she couldn't help but frown. She felt this was very different from the style of the Tarot Club previously shown. Could it be that the reforms of the past half year were a result of the tarot clubs? As a young and noble lady, Miss Justice played an important role. If that's the case, I have to reevaluate my views. Although the members aren't of high sequences and are low-ranking members of their organization, they're still able to influence the situation of the world. After a few minutes of exchanges, Klein announced the end of the gathering. While Miss Justice and company got up to express their farewell, he severed the connection and leaned back, silently watched the grayish-white fog around him for a long time. Backland, next to King's Avenue. Oh, we're gonna get some update on Melissa and Benson. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, how you doing? Backland. In a coffee shop next to King's Avenue, Melissa was holding a porcelain teaspoon as she gently stirred her black coffee with lemon in it. From time to time, she would turn her head to look out into the faint fog. Her black veiled hat was sitting beside her. Placed in front of her was a plate of the cheapest toast, but she hadn't taken a single bite. Melissa, spend some money. You're gonna be okay. You have... She originally imagined that she would anger the coffee shop's owner for sitting there all this time, preventing him from earning more. But she later discovered that there were many people waiting for the end of the test opposite the road, like her. As seconds turned into minutes, the water condensing on the glass window grew thicker. Melissa couldn't help but extend her hand to clean up a relatively clear spot. Finally, she saw a bunch of people surge out of the test venue. The glass-inlaid wooden floor of the coffee shop was pushed open as 8 men and women entered. Just as Benson took off his rather old top, and before he could smooth his hair, smooth his rather high hairline with his fingers, "Cuttlefish, you bitch. Leave my boy alone." He discovered his sister, standing as she asked nervously, "How did you do? Were the questions tough today?" It might have been considered difficult for others, but it was a piece of cake for me. Mathematics is my forte. After the test ended, I saw quite a number of people with blank sheets. Do they think a low-ranking civil servant will have a mathematics secretary? If that's the case, what's the difference between hiring a curly-haired baboon and them? Benson. Melissa heaved a sigh of relief and said, "Benson, if you're really confident, we should consider the matter of the interview. You need to buy a decent set of clothes. Let's leave that to tomorrow. We should celebrate today. I've already decided on a restaurant." Benson smiled as he pointed outside. Melissa pursed her lips and looked at her brother in a serious manner. "I've already bought the meat and vegetables." The baboon reference, "Yes, we're so back, baby." Benson locked his gaze before moving away in submission. "Okay. Let's go home." "God damn it, Melissa, why are you like this? Let the man goddamn go out for dinner. He just passed a test. Have some respect. God." Above the grey fog, Klein gradually found his train of thought and calmed his emotion. He began considering how to separate the true creator's corruption of the all-black eye. I have to imagine marionettist better be strong as fuck, man. Just like the good old days, man. The good old days. Dunn was still alive. We were just kicking, and tinging. We were small. Klein was a small fish in a small pond, but it was our small pond. Now he's a puffer fish. He's actually small, but can portray himself to be big in a big pond. I had to run for 15 minutes, but I made it to work on time. That's awesome, Dr. Z. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry you had to run, but glad you made it. In the majestic palace, Klein sat in a high-backed chair as he lightly tapped the corners of the long model table. He first eliminated the method of seeking a sequence 4 unshadowed. This was because he had almost zero contact with the Church of EBS. It was very difficult for him to find anyone. Second, he suspected that an unshadowed was likely incapable of cleansing the mental corruption. After all, Catleya's suggestion was that the remnant influence of an ordinary rampager, not an evil god. Seeking the help of an angel or a true god isn't realistic either. I can use the mysterious space above the grey fog to perform a divination on EBS and use his help to shatter the all-black eye and evaporate the mental corruption. But the problem lies with the fact that an experienced him might be able to use this opportunity to invade this place and take over the Grey Fog. If that happens, it wouldn't be worth it. Except the point that their god hates him, true. And when a power that exceeds my level an unknown number of times instantly comes into contact, there's no delay. It targets me, and I'll have no time to redirect it to the all-black eye. I lack the ability to control the situation. Also, it's not like I can divine it as I wish. I need a medium. I previously used the mutated Sun Sacred Emblem, which had the EBS's blood in it, as well as the ear that was corrupted by the true creator. Currently, the mediums I have are Mr. Door and the Hidden Sage. I can use the ravings that Miss Magician hears during the full moon, as well as the knowledge's pursuit of Admiral of Stars to make an attempt. But similarly, the counterattack isn't directed at the all-black eye, and I don't have the means to divert it. Mr. Azek has yet to recover. The Snake of Fate, Will Ossepton, has yet to be born. From the looks of it, I can't find an angel to help me either. I still know a few high-ranking figures. Right. There's also something akin to an angel, the evil spirit in the ruins under Backlund, that's suspected to be the king of angels, Medici. But that fellow is scheming with unknown plots and malicious intent. Unless there's no other way, I won't allow it. Yes, taking the risk isn't worth it at all. If that's the case, I might as well give up on the all-black eye and search for the main ingredient of a marionettist. It's only the dust of an ancient wraith and the core crystal of a six-winged gargoyle. It's even possible that the former can be found in the underworld. Oh, Klein has come such a long way. He's now at the point where he's like, ugh, if I have to, I'll get another sequence 5 ingredient. Fuck it, I can do it. My goat, dude. In that case, performing a new search is a viable choice. Underworld, we have a big shot there. Exactly, yeah. Dude, Azek is such a... Plus, all his progression feels so earned, actually. Like, there was no point where it felt like Klein was just getting lucky or, you know, he was just handed Vic wins. Everything he had to work for, with the exception of the Grey Fog, but... While finding a mystical item that's similar to the Blood Vessel Thief is another choice, with the Grey Fog shielding me, I can use its theft ability to the fullest extent. I'll definitely be able to separate the true character's corruption from the all-black eye, and I wouldn't be afraid that it would return. The easiest method is to throw the corrupted mystical item far away once the theft is completed. Then I'll bring the pure black eye to the real world, causing the physical separation of the two items. But how do I find such an item? The Hanged Man didn't say anything after seeing the results, which implies that he doesn't know either. I can't ask at the next tarot gathering. Ma'am Hermit, Magician, Justice, Sun, Emlyn have their corresponding information and channels. I can try searching for it myself too. I'll start with Vice Admiral Iceberg. Her third mate, Flowery Bowtie Yodson, has beyond her powers that can steal. Perhaps he might know where there might be similar items. Klein's thoughts gradually cleared up as he formulated a plan. He first performed a divination before rapidly returning to the real world. He got out of the decadent state of lying slump in a reclining chair, drinking beverages and reading the newspaper, and set up a ritual. There were still 3 candles, but the difference was the symbol he drew. It was a sacred symbol of the god of knowledge and wisdom, an omniscient eye on an open book. The ritual's silver dagger was switched to a brass knife. In mysticism, the blue planet corresponding to the god of knowledge, and the metal that belonged to the blue planet's domain was mercury and brass. Blue planet, is that Neptune? Neptune, I think. Klein had long considered the problem of contacting Vice Admiral Edwina Edwards. Therefore, he prepared a set of soulfall rituals, and after a series of processes, he burned the corresponding herb powder, and he dripped the extract and essence from the lavender and mint. Amidst the faint and clear mysterious fragrance, Klein used ancient Hermes to recite an incantation. I pray for the power of knowledge. I pray for the power of rationality. I pray for the God of wisdom's loving grace. I pray that you allow me to communicate with the spirit of Edwina Edwards. Their stars and planets are not the same as Earth? Wait, really? The teacher who pursues knowledge, the researcher of the spirit world creatures, Vice Admiral Iceberg of the Seas, who hails from Lenberg. Klein's voice reverberated as the altar instantly turned gloomy and cold. It succeeded. The Golden Dream is still within 500 nautical miles. He knew that the Soulfall ritual was essentially to free his body and the target's astral projection to possess him to establish an effective communication channel. Plus, isn't blue planet Earth? You're assuming it's in our solar system? I guess. Well, I guess we're a blue planet, Romero, but when someone says blue planet, you don't think Earth. I mean, do you? I don't. Methane, yes. He would be He would be lacking in the necessary protection, making it easy for him to be attacked by the target of the Soulfall ritual. Therefore, he divined of the time to determine the danger of this matter. Besides, after meeting and conversing with her, he felt that Edwina wasn't a person with malicious intent. At this moment, the wind within the spirituality produced mournful sounds. Klein felt an ice-cold power descend upon him from the void in an attempt to enter his body. Then he was surprised to discover that it wasn't like he expected. He had the necessary strength to resist and control himself instead of being possessed by her. What's happening? Just as he had the thought, he began to see a faint, formless gray fog around him. This was a trait he possessed after advancing to Faceless. The power of the gray fog was able to slightly leak into reality. What the fuck just happened here? Amidst his racing mind, Klein didn't hesitate to wave his arm. He pointed to the coat hanging on the coat rack, throwing the ice-cold power on it. The black tweed coat on the coat rack strangely floated up as the arms raised, looking somewhat clumsy. It was as though an invisible persona was wearing his coat. The black coat floated 2 meters forward before coming to a pause. The 2 sleeves rushed up and formed an X. What does this mean? Klein was taken aback before he realized what Vice Admiral Iceberg meant. Without a mouth, I can't speak, and without hands, I can't write. That's awkward. Klein thought for a moment and said, I need a mystical item that can steal a Beyonder's powers of others. Do you know where I can, might I know if you have one? If you don't, can you ask your third mate for me? The corresponding answer can be written in a letter. Summon my messenger and send it over. The leaves spread around and motioned with a lowering gesture. Following that, it lost its soul and fell to the ground. That means yes? Klein silently sighed and ended the ritual and hung back his coat and used a brush to clean it. She couldn't possess Klein like she did with Danitz because of the gray fog. Oh, like Dokcha. Oh, I see. Oh, yes, I forgot. She took over his hand or whatever to write. Then he wrote a letter and asked Azek a similar question. He summoned the messenger by blowing the whistle. After the letter was taken away, Klein attempted a third method with great drive. He took out the paper crane and carefully spread it out and wrote, Might I ask where I can get a mystical item that can steal the Beyonder power of others? Putting down the pencil, Klein restored the paper crane according to its lines and was pleased with his improvement at his handicraft. In the evening, Klein browsed through the prayers of his believers. He returned to the real world and went to the bathroom to enjoy a comfortable hot bath. I feel like in the bath, Azek's messenger is going to pop up again. That was just funny. This allowed him to quickly fall asleep after entering his bed. This continued until he suddenly felt an external force invading his dream. Oh, never mind. It was the same desolate plains and the towering pitch-black steeple. With familiarity, Klein passed through the door and entered deep inside the tower. There was still a deck of tarot cards scattered there. They surrounded a central protrusion as they were making a declaration. However, as a seer, Klein could only interpret it as chaotic and contradictory. On the area, the text had already changed. First line, I am only a child that has yet to be born. Klein's expression froze as he thought he was hearing an infant cry. Hearing an infant cry. Please, I beg you. Don't make things difficult for me. Such communication is so tiring. I know, right? Same sound. Thank you. I would have thought the dexterity of a clown would have made him very decent at this stuff. The second clue was equally succinct. The clue lies within you. Don't ask me what the clue is because I have no idea either. Why the fuck did you even bother answering? You're gonna give me fucking riddles? And what the fuck was the start? I'm only a child that is yet to be born. Shut the fuck up. Who is this guy? How are you a king of angel and you're this bitchy? Get your shit together. That is to say, the snake of fate will accept and can foresee a clue on me, but is unable to foresee exactly what it is. That feels like a charlatan's divination. No, I can't say so. I can't include myself in such criticism. After breakfast, he began recalling the items and matters he had experienced before to seek out the so-called clue. And how Emperor Zod felt talking to Zeratul. True! He was like, this motherfucker won't ever give me an answer. Oh, this bitch, dude. Just give me an answer. Or you know what? You don't have an answer? No problem. I reach out to him like, hey, can you help me? And the guy says, no. I respect it, dude. Like, okay, no problem. You're busy. You can't, it's not in your wheelhouse. I got it. Oh, look inside. The clue is inside you. No, don't ask me what the clue is. I haven't a clue. Also, stop bothering me. I'm a fucking child. The fuck is that guy? Justin, how's it going, man? After breakfast, he began recalling the items and matters he had experienced before to seek out the so-called clue. At this moment, his spiritual perception was triggered as he activated his spirit vision. The skeleton messenger remained huge, but unlike the last time, its head didn't pass through the ceiling. It was because it had spewed up from the floor, so its head was in the level below. In such a situation, it looked at Klein in his eye and placed the letter on his palm. Seeing the messenger crumble like a waterfall, Klein was taken aback, feeling both angry and amused. So you do know manners. You're getting more considerate after all. You've changed greatly after knowing you wouldn't be transferred to me. He opened the letter from Azek. Stealing the beyond the power of others is from the Marauder pathway. Oh, let's go! In the fourth epoch, it belonged to the Amon family! Oh my god! My divination was true! Oh my god, I need to go find the fucking footage. I need to go put that on the channel. I did a divination with a less than 5% chance of being right, and I got it right? There's no 1 in 22. That's insane. Oh my god. I might actually be a seer. Hold up. That's actually nuts. Okay. In the fourth epoch, it belonged to the Amon family, the Zoroaster family, and the Jacob family. They seldom appeared after the War of the Four Emperors. Rumor has it that some of their members have formed an alliance and called themselves the Hermits of Fate. Hermit? Twilight Hermit Order? I can't remember any further. You can try attacking from the angle of the descendants of these three families. Amon. So blasphemer refers to this pathway. The Jacob family was one of the 5 angel families of the Tudor dynasty. It was equal to the Abraham, Ammon, Antigonus, and Tamara. As for the Zoroaster family, it's from the Solomon Empire. Hermits of Fate. Fate. Hermit. The clue lies within me. Klein suddenly sat up and recalled an item. It was the mysterious badge from Lanavis. The symbols on it were none other than that of fate and concealment. I'm told you, that is insane. How? How did that divination come out right? Oh my god. I feel like... I'm curious, Dr. Z. Do you think you have enough... alts to last until Klein progresses from faceless to marionettist? Yes. Okay. Yes. The most simple, like such a confident. Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few extras. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm still at a shock. That somehow that's right. Like, I don't... Can you always use this? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, add those to the notes. Already added, Romeo. I can, but someone should choose them for me. I will be unable to choose which one to log in. We can do a divination. Lanavis is likely a sequence 8 swindler. This happens to be from the Marauder pathway. It's not incomprehensible or unacceptable that he would have the admission ticket to the corresponding gathering. On the contrary, it's very logical. Purchasing a mystical item which can steal the beyonder power of others at a gathering of the Hermits of Fate, it's definitely much easier than other circles. From the looks of it, this is the so-called clue Will mentioned. He set up a ritual and summoned himself and went above the grey fog. On the front of the badge was a symbol that depicted fate and concealment. And behind it was a ring of tiny compact words. You can join if you have this item. Klein was just about to inject his spirituality to activate the badge and send out the information to synchronize it with the latest gathering time. How careless. Actually forgot to divine if doing so will be dangerous. If that gathering has Lanavis's demigod senior and he uses it to lock onto me, that'll be troublesome. Just like how Vice Admiral Tracy was able to find a demoness of unaging to help her. I need to take precautions. A person should be rash when the time calls for it and a coward when necessary. After receiving a revelation that there wasn't any danger, he breathed a sigh of relief and left the grey fog. With the injection of his spirituality, the badge emitted a blurry luster and quickly condensed into an inconspicuous light beam. 6 June, 1350, 9 p.m., Tussock Rivers Estuary. What is an estuary? That's another 4 months. With this much time, it wouldn't be a problem for me to find the marionette's main ingredient over again. The only obstacle is a lack of money, but that's not too difficult. Estuary, a tidal mouth of a large river where the tide meets the stream. Cool. It's funny, see. Dude, I don't like. I get because I didn't know that you would be able to steal the power of other Beyonders, but in my mind, I just thought like the Marauder is like scamming, and like Amon doesn't seem like a scammer. He seems like a fucking evil bastard. I was wrong about that. I now have the wealth of 6,945 pounds. Even with this much money, damn near 7 grand, Klein knows exactly to the 1 pound how much money he has. He doesn't just have like almost 7,000 pounds. No. He has 6,945 pounds. Like, if you have like, I don't know, the equivalent of $5,000 in your account. I don't know, I don't know what that is in whatever your currency is, right? Would you know to the exact fucking dollar how much money you have? No shot. You'd be like, I've got like, give or take 5 grand. This motherfucker's like, no. I've got 6,945 pounds. Like, fuck you, dude. I should have more than enough after selling another 1 or 2 characteristics. Besides, there's so many moving bounties at sea. No, I can't be so conceited. I have to eliminate the 4 kings and the 7 admirals. What kind of clue is this? Klein leaned back and began thinking hard. As he thought of the gatherings, he suddenly thought of someone. Leonard Mitchell. My dear poet had participated in the Hermits of Faith gathering in Babur Valley. Oh, and Leonard was probably there because the old man inside him is an enemy with Amon, so he would probably know of the thing. So he would probably know if they're of the Marauder pathway, and they would know that they bound together to make the... Cool. It said the Amon family could usurp the power of gods. Yes, I remember this, Romero. Regardless of his goal, whether it's for official work or private matters, there's a chance of him obtaining an item that can steal beyond the power of others. I can borrow it from him or buy it from him. This is the real clue? Klein quickly came up with an idea. First, place the radio above the grey fog. Second, use it to contact Eridus in a few days. Third, ask it where I can, with relative ease, obtain mystical items that can steal the beyond the power of others. If the answer is very clear, the 4th step will follow what the information says, easily completing my goal. If the answer is vague or fraught with danger, another step can be taken to ask my dear poet's present location. The 5th step is to get Emlyn White to take this badge and find my dear poet to see if he has any corresponding items and if it's possible to do a transaction. I won't appear in person, as I might end up being recognized. That'll make things complicated. As for Emlyn, he's presently considered someone of the Church of the Earth Mother. No, considered a ghost of the Church of the Earth Mother. To get him to initiate first contact, even if he were reported by my dear poet, he wouldn't be framed or put up for torture. With the plan of what to do and how to proceed, Klein immediately refreshed. In his good mood, he decided to head out for a Bayam delicacy, roasted fish. Leonard's grandpa mentioned that his pathway is interchangeable with seer and apprentice. Oh, wait. Wait, I already guessed this though, right? I don't know if I guessed it. Yes, but it's in my theories. Apprentice, seer, and marauder are interchangeable at high sequences. Okay, so I already know this now. Dude. So you're telling me if Klein at a high sequence could get the powers of a apprentice, allowing him to travel through the spirit world. Roselle also regretted not choosing Seer Apprentice or Marauder. True. So good. So Klein could get a sequence 4 or something of the Apprentice pathway and be able to travel the spirit world. Then get a 3 of the Marauder pathway and be able to steal other people's powers. Then get a 2 of the Seer pathway and become I don't know. We're gonna say the Undying one, not the Undying. What is that? The Miracle Invoker or whatever. Do that. Oh, based. Nice. Oh god. And Klein could become a god. Greater than a god. True. That's what you used to guess. and forgot about. Did I say? Wait, did I think? Did I say that? um. Above the blue sea, the Golden Dream, which was sparkling thanks to the setting sun's golden rays, was silently cruising forward. Receiving the captain's permission, Danitz apprehensively walked into her room and sat up with his head up as people stared at him with envy. Vice Admiral Edwina stood in front of a desk. She held a black fountain pen and wrote, "I do not have similar items. Same for Yodson. He says he will help you look for it, but that would require you to be lucky." Edwina raised her head and turned her head to look at Danitz. "You hold a ritual to summon Gehrman's messenger." "Me?" Danitz said. "Yes. This can help you familiarize yourself with similar rituals. In the future, I'll be testing you on this." "All right." Danitz didn't attempt to hide his disappointment. Finally, under Edwina's watch, she took out a shiny gold lone coin and placed it on the altar. After taking the letter, Danitz ran through the subsequent ritual in his mind twice before he dared to do it. He then stepped back. "I summon in my name. The spirit that wanders the unfounded, the friendly creature that can be subordinated, the messenger that belongs to Gehrman Sparrow." The wind howled as in the wall of spirituality, sending Danitz's hair flailing upwards. The flame rapidly burgeoned to the size of a human hand. It was as pale as the letter in Danitz's hand. Danitz saw long blonde hair, bloodshot eyes, and a gorgeous head appear. Gehrman's messenger is unique. How can a spirit world creature look like a human, and be so beautiful at that? She's just slightly inferior to the captain. Danitz suddenly choked because he discovered that the head didn't have a neck underneath. He looked in a daze as one head appeared after another. He saw the headless figure dressed in a complicated dress appear before him. She is definitely from the spirit world. He felt ashamed for having those thoughts. After taking a deep breath, Danitz hurriedly handed the letter over to one of the heads. And the head opened its mouth to bite at it with pearly white teeth. Danitz stand back, completely reasonable. At this moment, Reinette Teinker's other head bit on the golden coin on the altar. Immediately, she didn't leave. The bloodshot eyes on the other two heads darted towards Edwina, who was outside the wall of spirituality, and they sized her up a few times. That's interesting. Edwina felt herself being observed, and it made it impossible to contain the horror that ensued. Reinette Teinker retracted her gaze as her body turned illusory, fusing into the white candlelight. Everything had returned to normal. The captain said, "That's not an ordinary creature from the spirit world." Not an ordinary creature? Danitz was stunned. He knew that his captain's profession was a researcher of the spirit world creatures. If she wasn't ordinary, it definitely wasn't one. It was far more extraordinary than ordinary. Gehrman really is a man of many secrets, Danitz reflected. Backland, Sherwoodborough. Force mustered every fiber in her body before she triumphed over her laziness brought up from the fireplace. She switched to a thick, dark blue cotton dress, wrapped in a light scarf wrapped around her, and with a warm lady's hat. She stepped onto the street and took a carriage to William Street. She took in the cold air and told herself this was a common excursion for an author to gather material. There was no need to be nervous or be abnormal. Taking a few steps forward, Forbes entered a coffee shop and sat by the window. As she drank the thick, warm liquid, she observed the pedestrians and the houses across the road. There's nothing abnormal. No fighting, no theft. This is a place where the rich live, so the security is much better than the East Borough. I can still see someone from Faceac. He's really tall and muscular, like a bear. He also has companions. Are those people from Intis? They usually wear exaggerated clothing, like they're in a play. Backland is indeed the capital of capitals. I can meet many foreigners here. Forrest gradually forgot her goal and opened a notebook to record her materials for her novel. As she finished her coffee, she circled the street and left after finding nothing peculiar. Oh, by the way, quick question, Romero. Is there like an interactive map of Backland also? Because the one you guys showed me of Tingen was like cool as fuck. Or is Backland just too big to have one? After she finished her coffee, Force circled the street and left after finding nothing. She planned to come again on Thursday. After taking Edwina's letter from Raynette's hands, Klein watched as the messenger vanished. From the looks of it, using a gold coin as a ritual material works, he smiled. With a fruitless answer, he planned on going out to walk the streets to find a chance to engage in true acting. At this moment, he heard a knock on the door. It was Captain Allen. Klein opened the door and said, "I was just about to look for you." Allen chuckled. "There is no need. As long as you register a place with your identity, I'll know where you're staying. There isn't one? The Governor General's office and the military have quite good control on the inns after all." Klein nodded without saying a word. Allen turned his body halfway and pointed to the corridor. Even the Tingen one was really recent? Allen turned his body halfway and pointed to the mirror. I'll bring someone to see you. The White Agate is about to return to Pritz Harbor. If you need help or have information to provide, you can find him. We're often generous when it comes to payment." All right, Klein reached into his coat rack. After wearing his coat, Allen led him straight to the Amorous Leaf Bar, to a corner inside. In the basement of Amorous Leaf Bar, Worm-tongued Mythor King looked at Strongman Ozil and asked, "Have you gathered the recent intel about Blazing Danitz?" "Yes." "Last week, Blue Eyes Meath saw Blazing Danitz with an unknown adventurer." Fuck! And Klein is headed there. They're gonna recognize him. Oh, shit. I mean, if they do, Klein's about to make a whole lot of money by turning in 700 pirates. He's just dragging 7 pirates by their hair. It's like, come on, bitch, you're going to jail. In the corner of the Amorous Leaf Bar, Ellen found a man wearing a coffee-colored jacket. He patted him on the shoulder and laughed. "Why aren't you drinking?" The man was in his 30s, having a rather common face. Alright, found the VOD that you had done a month's pathway. I'll put it on Discord. Justin, you are my fucking goat, dude. Do you want to be... How about I take away Milosh's mod powers and I give him to you? Wait, is it character trailer 6? I think I put 5 in the notes. I might have put 5. I put 5. I gotta change the title. Silly me. So goofy. Three goats this stream. Yeah. We have the goats of the book and we have the goats of my stream. Different things, you know? Like if I was like if someone was to say, "Hey, what's a goat? Is it Chinese food or is it a television?" You'd be like, how the fuck do I even, what's the fucking, what am I ranking them on? You know what I mean? Just want to say hi. Too busy to watch stream these days. Hey, Khaled, how's it going, man? You're good. No worries. I get it. Life's busy. You're good. He swept a glance at Ellen and Klein before turning his eyes turbid again and said, completely intoxicated, I'm already drunk. I'm drinking Zahar to lessen the effects of the alcohol. Zahar was a locally produced malt beer. It was cheap and was quite good. Ellen chuckled and pointed at Klein. Gearman Sparrow. Then he the goats are food. Then he introduced the man to Klein. Oz Kent. You can call him Kent, which I don't like. Chat amongst yourselves. I'll return to make some preparations. I'll be setting off tomorrow morning, early. Beer. I hate beer. Me too. Beer tastes like fucking... Beer tastes horrible. I don't know why people drink it. If I'm drinking gin, tequila, whiskey, scotch. Or coolers, I guess, but... Wine if I really have to, if there's nothing else in the house, and I have to. Wine, but wine's yucky too. Klein pulled over a nearby chair and sat down. He didn't get any alcohol as he expressionlessly looked at Kent. The staring made Kent feel uncomfortable as he downed another mouthful of Zahar and said, "Find me if there's anything in the future. You'll be paid as long as you provide intel of value or help us do certain things." He wasn't worried that the drunkards around him would overhear, as many gangs and pirate crews would say the same thing. All right. Klein had the strong urge to ask if he could be reimbursed for dressing up as Helene. However, it was just a thought. Oz chuckled. "I heard Ellen mention some things about you, but I have to remind you that you shouldn't be too crazy out at the sea. You need to take note and try your best not to provoke the pirates. What I mean is not to fight them head on. Privately providing us information will be fine. We'll keep it a secret for you. My late grandfather used to call me Baby Goat because I like climbing walls." That's so cute. He passed when I was 4 or 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Baby Goat is so cute. When I heard Ellen mention... yes, I already read that. This time, he clearly suppressed his voice. Seeing no response from Gehrman, he added, "Pirates wouldn't bother with any chivalrous code, nor will they abide by the kingdom's laws and rules. If you have a family at different port cities or some island colony, they'll attack your family." "I do not have a family," Klein said. "They'll also attack your friends," Oz said. "I do not have friends." Oz instantly choked up. He subconsciously drank a mouthful of beer to calm himself. "They will also ambush you. They will also bribe people to learn about your schedule and intercept your ship. At sea, a single person's strength is often so inconsequential. I wouldn't reject them from giving me money. That's basic courtesy." Giving money? Oz Kent was clearly taken back by Gehrman's words. A few seconds later, he realized that the man was treating pirates as mobile bounties. He drank mouthful after mouthful of beer, momentarily at a loss for words. He was a shepherd when he was a teenager, so he knew goats. Oh, I see. I don't have enemies. Ass line. True. In the basement of the... and as for your question of why a goat and not a lizard or a spider, even not including the fact that, he was a shepherd and knew goats, I feel like goats are a lot cuter than a fucking spider or lizard, and I feel like you'd probably find your granddaughter cute, no? It'd be pretty weird for granddad to be like, my granddaughter looks like a fucking spider. That can't be a good thing. You'd want to keep that grandpa away from your kids. You'd be like, "You know what, grandpa? Time to put you back in the home, okay?" In the basement of the Amorous Leaf Bar, an unknown adventurer, Wormtongue Mythor's mind stirred. According to Blue Eyes Meath, the adventurer is new. He likely hasn't been to the archipelago for long, but Meath felt that he was considerably dangerous. Could it be the person who killed Steel Mavetti with Blazing? Could it be the one who disguised himself as Helene and attacked the captain? Do you have a photograph of his? Mythor asked. We used a ritual to get Blue Eyes to draw the unknown adventurer. As you know, it's difficult having a firm footing in Bayam's underground world than being a successful pirate. I need supporting members. To hire them, I spent a lot of money. As long as you get to the bottom of this, the captain won't be stingy with her reward, Mythor said. He took the portrait, spread it out, and discovered a cold-looking man with black hair and brown eyes. Never seen him before. It's impossible to confirm if he's the person who disguised himself as Helene. I've already instructed my men to find out his whereabouts and identity. I've already instructed my men to do it, Ozell said. The two fell silent and drank. After a few minutes, a bouncer entered and broke the silence. That adventurer has been found. Where is he? Mythor asked. Upstairs. Mythor looked up at the ceiling and was silent for a few seconds. I'll go up to verify. He believed that having some interaction with the disguised Helene, he had a good understanding of the man's abilities. He believed that no matter how good the man was at disguising himself, he would feel some sense of familiarity, and so decided to confirm it himself. According to his usual habits, he wouldn't take such initiative and would perform an investigation from the outskirts. Only with enough confidence would he get involved himself. But this time, he wasn't too convinced of Ozil's subordinates. If it really was the person who disguised himself as Helene, he would immediately change his appearance and identity and vanish. Besides, Mythor knew that he was presently being punished by his captain. He had to quickly perform a deed of merit to return to the Black Death. Regardless, if I was lacking in ability or not being careful enough, the outcome cannot be changed. I was fooled and brought her back on the Black Death, nearly killing the captain. If it were the Rear Admiral, he wouldn't have spared me. He's always been greedy. He long thirsted for my Beyonder powers. What the fuck? Do we know what Mythor's powers are? Who the fuck is this guy? Captain didn't believe that I had been in cahoots with the assassin simply because the Rear Admiral can also change his appearance with creeping hunger. She didn't summon people to surround me and kill me. She only sent me to Bayam to investigate the matter. She's already been forgiving enough. No, I will do that, Justin, before the next stream, I promise. Sorry. Today was a busy day. Yeah. I have to quickly provide some meritorious service and find an excuse to contact her so as to live up to her treatment for me. Although he was a pirate who had killed countless and plundered countless ships, he had a soft spot in his heart. Besides, he didn't notice that he was being constantly mesmerized by Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy via prolonged interactions with her. His fondness for her had seeped deep into his bones. Even if the Ailment Maiden didn't have helpers, he wouldn't have resisted kneeling down and kissing her toes at her behest. Okay, man. He's a feet person. Alright. Of course, this didn't affect his fantasies of doing countless deeds with the captain. If he had his chance, he believed he would take the initiative. As a pirate, he had done such things plenty of times. When he went upstairs, Mythor followed the guidance of Ozil's subordinates and circled halfway around the bar's walls. From afar, he saw the adventurer, identical to the portrait, but I don't feel any familiarity. Is it because his disguise is so good, or is he someone else? For example, Vice Admiral Iceberg Edwina, she can mimic the Beyonder powers of those she has seen before. That makes sense. She's at least a Sequence 6. That makes sense. It's not impossible for her to change appearance like the Rear Admiral. Mythor's gaze paused for 2 seconds before he retracted it. At this moment, Klein's intuition told him someone was watching him. Worm-tongued Mythor King, third mate of the Vice Admiral Ailment's ship, Black Death. Instantly, 2 thoughts popped up in his mind. One of them, 5,400-pound bounty. He was like, damn, walk-in money, bro. If I take this man down, I can just buy a characteristic for Marionettas. Who gives a fuck? The other was, why is he observing me? He managed to find me by investigating Danitz. The military contact person, Oz Kent, discovered Gehrman's abnormality as he tracked his gaze. But due to his angle, he was blocked by a few drunkards. All the pirates are simplest. Yes. At this point, Klein came up with a solution. It was to pretend he didn't recognize Mythor, retract his gaze, and get a cup of alcohol to drink. He could then secretly observe where he went, then use his powers as a faceless to infiltrate where Mythor hid before silently hunting him. That's me being myself. But now I'm Gehrman, a seemingly calm but insane adventurer. With this thought, he turned around, drew his revolver, and aimed it at Mythor. Bang! He just shot him in an open bar! Dude! Oh my god, Gehrman don't give a fuck! Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt, motherfucker! That's so good. A gunshot rang through the bar as many customers reflexively crouched while hugging their heads. Many drunkards slumped to the ground, with more than 10 people throwing themselves to the side or rolling to dodge. These actions were well practiced, and Mythor was one of them. However, Klein didn't really pull the trigger. He was afraid of injuring the innocents. There were too many customers between him and Mythor. The gunshot stemmed from his powers of illusion creation. At that moment, everything before him opened up as the people crouched down. Hence, he aimed at Mythor, who had thrown himself to the side, and pulled the trigger for real this time. Oh shit! Oh shit! $5.99 Dragon Might. Whoa, dragon? That makes me think. $5.99 Dragon Might makes me think. That's not it. That makes me think Spectator. That's so weird. Oh, I guess it could be Klein who's the... Oh, it could be Klein who's going to use the Spectator power to take him down and then take his characteristic, maybe. Thank you, Romero. I got there. But I asked myself what Gehrman would do and do the opposite. True. Hey, what would a out of his fucking mind lunatic do? Yeah, let's not do that. Thank you. The brass bullet traversed half past the bar and flew straight at Mythor's body. Just as it was about to hit him, Mythor's eyes turned dark. The bullet made a turn, and its trajectory was thrown upwards slightly as it accurately hit a glass cup. Amidst a loud sound, the glass instantly shattered. At the same time, Mythor grabbed a cup from a customer, extended his arm, and threw it at Klein. What's the point of that? Klein only dodged slightly to allow the cup to miss him. At this moment, Mythor immediately lunged forward and rolled, heading for the entrance to the basement. He attempted to enter. He attempted entry in order to get help or escape. He had initially confirmed that the unknown adventurer was the assassin who had disguised Helene and targeted Vice Admiral Tracy. Furthermore, his series of actions, which had nearly succeeded, told him that in a one-on-one situation, he was no match. This was a powerhouse at the level of an admiral. Klein quickly chased after Mythor. He was fast and agile. Despite being inside a chaotic bar, he didn't step on anyone. Seeing that the bouncers in the basement were coming with revolvers in hands and how Mythor was about to enter the basement, Klein didn't hesitate and clenched his left hand. The black glove was instantly covered with dense, dark golden scales. The dark brown irises turned pale and vertical. Right on the heel of that, an invisible wave surged outwards and made him its epicenter. In the area where the wave passed, the customers who were holding their heads back turned limp or trembled. The military contact, Oz Kent, lost all sense of reason, as though he had encountered the most terrifying thing in the world. The bouncers who had approached were no different. Extreme horror gripped their hearts as they ran around aimlessly. The bouncers in the basement threw away their weapons, either running to a corner or shrinking into a ball. Mythor felt as though he was struck by lightning. In his fear, he began running in circles. This guy's worth 5,000 pounds. Klein hit him with the psychiatrist awe, and he was like, ah, ah. This was a psychiatrist's awe, also known as the Dragon's Might or Mass Chaos. This was Klein's only crowd control beyond her power. At this moment, Klein's rapidly approaching figure didn't stop. In a few steps, he had arrived beside Mythor. In that instant, a scene surfaced in his mind. Mythor, who looked to be lost in horror, raised his hand and swung his right fist over, aiming for Klein's head. Without any thought, he trusted his clown's intuition for danger and immediately bent down. Almost at the same time, Mythor suddenly raised his head. His brown eyes were dark and clear, without any muddle-headedness. At some moment in time, he had shaken off the effects of the Dragon Might. This had exceeded Klein's expectations. Mythor's muscles bulged as he bent down and threw a punch that resembled a cannonball. Is this motherfucker Garp? What is happening? However, he didn't hit his target and instead hit the wall. The spot where his fist connected threw up pulverized brick. Quickly, a huge hole that seemed to be covered in a spiderweb appeared. The entire bar seemed to shake. The power of the punch was far stronger than a revolver. At this moment, Klein had already flashed behind him. His body straightened up again as his glove seemed to be covered in a layer of gold. His eyes lit up with two flashes of lightning as they shot out like bullets. Interrogators, psychic piercing. Ah! Mythor let out a shrill cry, but he didn't fall to the ground. He rolled as he grimaced in pain, holding his arm to protect his head. He soon magically recovered from the pain of a psychic piercing, but he felt ice-cold metal on his forehead. He felt the cold and thin adventurer pull the trigger. At such close distance, even though psychic piercing effect had only lasted for a second, it was enough for Klein to raise his arm and place the barrel at Mythor's head. Bang! Mythor's pleas shrank from his half-agape mouth and into his throat as a picture seemingly formed of blood and white material appeared on the walls behind him. The luster in the eyes vanished as Mythor collapsed, leaning against the wall before sliding to the ground. At noon on the 1st of February, 1350, Wormtongue Mythor was hunted. Oh shit. Klein was picking on stronger people when he meets someone at his level. Is this guy sequence 6? Klein glanced around the chaotic bar and closed the door to the basement. He chained the door with the existing chain and forcibly made a knot. Hunt complete. Not 4,500 pounds. 5,200 pounds? 5,400 pounds? Something like that. He bent down and dragged Mythor a few steps, but he didn't directly enter. I reduced the taxes. As he was wary of enemies who might suddenly charge from the outside, he opened up his palm and aimed it at Mythor's corpse. He had no qualms about grazing the Black Death's third mate. He believed that he was definitely someone with heinous crimes to his name. First, he was a subordinate to the Rear Admiral Hurricane, and the deceased pirate admiral who had once massacred an entire ship. He was either a cold-blooded person. He was a rather cold-blooded person. It was obvious from what the Red Glove nightmare inside Creeping Hunger had encountered. 5,200 around sequence 7 or 6, considering Danetz. Oh, true. But I think he's probably a 7, not a 6, based on what it seemed like. He got kind of rocked. Creeping Hunger had restored its human skin appearance as its palm cracked open and produced two bloodshot eyes. In an instant, a biting cold wind stirred in the entrance passageway to the basement. What was the basement? What the fuck was that? It constantly spun around the Wormtongue Mythor's corpse, slowly outlining a blurry figure with short eyes and deep eye sockets. Black but undulled points of light gradually surged out of the corpse, combining with Mythor's spirit body. All of them were injected with Creeping Hunger, where an empty finger was waiting for it. Forming a connection with the surroundings to a certain degree. Creeping Hunger first went from the black color to a sinister and noble vibe before returning to its original state as it sufficed its desire for blood and flesh. Blood and flesh. Wow, I am so sleepy. Flesh and blood. Holy shit, I'm so cooked. Klein silently diverted his senses to it for a few seconds and was pleasantly surprised that the powers he received were rather useful. Although they were only 2, they were much better than the previous 3 he had obtained from the zombie sequence. At this point, he learned that the mid-sequence beyonder was a sequence 6. Fuck off. Okay, never mind. He was of Klein's sequence, and he just got rocked. Baron of Corruption of the Lawyer Pathway. One of them came from the Baron of Corruption, and the other from sequence 7 Briber. The former was Distortion, By distorting the target's words, actions, and intent, he could formulate a certain order that provided himself an advantage, so as to achieve the goal of restraining and influencing his opponent. The latter was bribe, which was one of the various powers of a briber. More accurately, it would be bribe, weaken. The premise behind this power was to give the target a certain item, then for a certain amount of time greatly weaken the target's defense, control, and defense over him. Give the target a certain item? His act of throwing a cup of alcohol was considered a bribe? As expected of the Black Emperor's pathway, it finds loopholes in order while it appears domineering. It's no wonder that my dragon might and psyche piercing weren't as effective as I imagined them to be. Even my bullet strength was reduced. I thought that shot would have blown his entire head open. At the same time, he understood why he had involuntarily flown towards the Black Emperor where King of the Five Seas Nast was. It was because Nast had distorted his attempt to proceed forward, making it impossible for him to stop. Every government worker has this weakness. He was trying to find some food. Not bad at all. Klein lowered his head to steal a glance at Wormtongue Mythor's corpse before he went down. He was trying to find some food for creeping hunger. He can't just feed him that guy's corpse. That doesn't work. He needs to find someone else. It was unknown whether it had to do with him repeatedly throwing creeping hunger above the grey fog, but creeping hunger wasn't as crazy anymore. It seemed to be able to bear its hunger. Therefore, Klein wasn't in a hurry. He slowly proceeded forward so as to be careful of encountering any accidents. Before long, he saw strongman Ozil leading his subordinates over. There were Beyonders and gunmen. Their numbers were sizable. Klein's expression remained stoic as his black glove was covered in dark golden scales once again. His irises turned light in color as they suddenly turned vertical. Invisible waves instantly surged forward. Psychiatrist Dragon Might. Is Klein about to fucking kill like 9 Beyonders? I was making a joke. Oh, he already grazed his soul. Oh, I see. And creeping hunger needs both a soul and a body. Oh, I see. So he only has... And that guy only has the body left. I see. Okay. With Dragon Might surging out, strongman Ozil and his subordinates quaked on the spot. Suddenly, some of them ran in every direction, escaping aimlessly. Some kept going in circles on the spot, while others stood on the spot, trembling. Unlike previously, when he was afraid that Mythor would recover, making it necessary to make every second count, Klein had plenty of time to observe his surroundings. At that moment, he instantly grasped his situation, distorting the blood from hitting him as... Great. Yeah. Different reactions stem from... Goaded doesn't seem like a word that fits your demeanor, Dr. Z. I don't know why. Different reactions stem from their mental fortitude and resilience. The weakest and most ordinary were the ones who ran wildly. Those with relatively stronger fortitude among them would run about aimlessly. For Beyonders who had their psyche enhanced, as well as ordinary people with strong fortitude, they would circle on the spot, trying to escape but stopping themselves too. Yes, even the autocorrect was surprised that I never used it. Those who suffer from incontinence as a result of fear belong to the escaping and avoiding group. Klein swept his gaze and was about to raise his gun to shoot, making his enemies who could threaten him lose the ability to do combat. At this moment, he discovered that the man who had been trembling on the spot had recovered clarity in his eyes. He was about to escape the influence of awe. As for the others, they were showing symptoms of recovering. Considering he didn't have the ability to finish them off so quickly, and how a gunshot would jolt a number of them to their senses, as well as how different Beyonders, when combining their different powers together, could cause them harm, Klein changed his mind and made the glove on his left palm be tainted with sinister, reflective blackness. His eyes turned dark as he forcibly distorted the intents of others who were waking up. The trembling man pounced forward, suddenly, and he could no longer resist the thought of fleeing. He ran straight for the secret exit, leaving his employer, Ozil, as a constantly shrinking back. Klein rapidly switched between Psychiatrist and Baron of Corruption, using Dragonmite, followed by Distortion, as he repeated this sequence. Soon he chased all of the mentally strong or resilient bouncers of Ozil to the basement. Although there was no way of comparing Creeping Hunger to a genuine shepherd, switching between different souls required a certain amount of cooldown. Klein grasped this rhythm well. He easily completed his goal, while there were some remnant effects of Dragon Might. That's crazy. Yes, use words like skibbity or gia. Shut up. However, he discovered a problem. For certain targets, if they were repeatedly exposed to Dragon Might and Awe in a short amount of time, the effects would weaken with repeated use. Of course, most of Strongman Ozil's subordinates were already slumped on the ground after repeatedly being hit by Dragon's Might. They were pissing and defecating themselves. Dragon's Might and Distortion are quite a good combination. If Mythor hadn't tried to counterattack, he could have escaped with Bribe, Weaken, and Distortion. And I might not have necessarily been able to catch up and finish him off. That counterattack of his was very potent. And there weren't any signs of it prior. If it wasn't due to a Seer and Clown's resilience, I might not have been able to use the paper figurine substitute in time, much less dodging. This reminds me that even though Creeping Hunger provides the combat strength of a Sequence 5, I shouldn't belittle other Sequence 6s. Amidst his thoughts, Klein made the glove turn as though it was gilded. His eyes lit up with 2 bolts of lightning. Ozil immediately cried out in pain as he couldn't bear it anymore. He crashed out to the ground like a toppling mountain peak. He held his head and struggled in pain. Unfortunately, I don't have Beyonder powers that can seal off an area of an AoE attack. Otherwise, I'd be able to keep the other Beyonders back. I remember that there's a lightning storm in the Sea King's domain. However, such charms are of too high a level. It exceeds my realm of knowledge. This place was originally a market, but with everyone fleeing, it was empty. Dressed in his double-breasted frock coat, Klein pulled a chair out from a stall and placed it in front of Ozil, and leisurely sat down. He leaned forward and observed the boss of the amorous bar. Ozil tumbled around for a while and finally recovered from the pain that nearly made him lose control. However, he was still suffering from a splitting headache. Just as he was about to stand up, he saw a pair of pale-colored eyes that reflected pale gold. He saw a glove covered in golden scales. Klein calmly asked, "Were you once a pirate?" Yes, Ozil realized that he had a strong intention of answering the man. This was psychological cue. What deeds have you done in the past that violates the kingdom's laws? Ozil didn't hide anything and explained what he had done as a pirate. It included the plundering of liners, raping women, and killing the innocent. Included striking down competitors and kidnapping their family members, setting ambushes to sink an entire family to the bottom of the ocean. Literally any one of those should be worth the death penalty. Maybe not plundering of liners, like, okay, you steal a ship, you steal shit from a ship, fuck it. Everything else, though, yeah, immediate death penalty. Klein listened and said, "What a competent pirate and passable gang boss." Amidst his praise, he extended his left hand as a ferocious mouth opened up. Shrill screams sounded in the basement, but stopped after a few seconds. Klein sat in his seat, watching silently as the bright spots of light slowly gathered in front of him. Around him, all the goons were suffering from incontinence. Instinctively distanced themselves from him as they crawled and left stains on the ground from their shit and piss. Moments later, Klein slowly stood up and bent down to pick up a spherical light that was the size of a baby's fist, as well as the wallet inside Ozil's clothes. After stealing a glance at the thick wad of cash, he put away the 2 items and holstered his revolver. He took off his hat, bowed at the trembling goons in the corner. That's such a Klein thing to do. Beat the shit out of like 40 people and then say, "Thank you, thank you." The bright lights is the characteristic. Remember that if you... yes. I figured that this time. You guys told me last time. Thank you, Romero. Klein checked the underground area after he was done. To his regret, he didn't find anything like a safe. All he could do was return via the passageway, pick up Mythor's corpse, and walk to the entrance. He paused for 2 seconds as the scene outside was naturally outlined in his mind. He discovered that the bouncers, who he had imagined would attempt to stop him, had already disappeared. The dragon might from now made them realize that it's a battle between Beyonders, so they retreated. As expected of a region with pirates everywhere, some people still have a chance of understanding Beyonders. It seems such matters happen often here. Some fugitives suddenly get arrested by the Punishers. Klein undid the metal chains and reached for Mythor King's pocket in passing and took his cash. Dude, Klein is actually like role-playing Skyrim. Like, you kill anyone, you take the 2 gold out of their pocket. You're like, listen, that 2 gold stacks up after a while, okay? Do you think I got to 50,000 gold by fucking accident? No. I take every 2 gold I find, okay? He held back the urge to count his earning as he burned the paper figurine and threw it outside before opening the door to the entrance and walked out with Mythor's corpse. Good. Easy. How's it going, man? Klein surveyed the area without any expression, and he saw gazes frantically retract. The only person who dared to look at him was Oz Kent, who he was frowning as he watched Gehrman carry a corpse over. Finally, Oz is starting to understand. I can't understand this fucking man, okay? This guy's a fucking lunatic. The corpse flew in front of him, smashed at the table. Okay. Sounds good, buddy. Oh, yeah, this is the last chapter. I'm then checking out some art and going to bed, too. I'm so fucking sleepy. Ugh. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. So is the day after. And then I have my graduation Thursday. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm going to miss quite a few streams this week. Oof. I'm probably going to miss tomorrow morning. I'm definitely going to miss tomorrow morning stream. Tuesday should be back to normal. Wednesday should be normal. Thursday I'm going to miss the morning stream because I have... Thursday I'm going to... because I have my graduation in the morning, so I'm going to miss the morning stream. You were fast with the uploads? Oh, I try to be so quick with the uploads. Oh, thanks, Easy. I appreciate it, buddy. I have... yeah. And I try that as soon as it comes out, I get it uploaded. I get it uploaded to the channel, and while it's rendering, I hope that the subtitles come out. Because as much as it sucks, it doesn't auto-generate the subtitles. I have to manually add them. So I wait for the subtitles to pop up on the Twitter version, and then I have to manually add them. So if that gets done in a good time, I can do it by the time YouTube is done processing the video and getting it to HD. I can have the subtitles ready and then upload it. But I mean, it depends. The corpse flew in front of him and smashed the table. Oz Kent focused his gaze as his pupils instantly contracted. Mythor King, Vice Admiral Ailment's third mate. Mythor King. He looked up in shock, stealing another glance at Gehrman. Klein revealed a faint smile. Remember my bounty. And was like, where's the... Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that one, I set it to public immediately, and then I was adding the subtitles, like, I think I got it like 10 minutes after it was uploaded. The thing, I don't like watching it on Twitter, because Twitter has such bad compression, it's disgusting. I think Twitter, unless you pay for like the X premium bullshit, whatever that's called, I think 544p is the highest Twitter lets you go. That's in 544? It's 2025. What are we doing? With that said, he took off his hat, bowed slightly, and turned to leave the bar. This guy's out of his fucking mind. Bayam Harbor, on the way to gate. Ellen watched the door to his cabin slam open as he asked in surprise, Kent, what happened? Ellen, what kind of monster did you introduce me to? Gearman? Ellen asked. He killed a worm-tongue and strongman without batting an eye, right in the bar in front of me. It didn't even take him 5 minutes. He felt like he was going crazy. Mythor King? Ellen asked. From the looks of it, we have to report it to the higher-ups. He didn't mention Blazing Danet's nor Steel Mavetti's death. All right. Oz King was waiting for him to say that. At 3 in the afternoon, inside a garden building near the Governor General's office, Ellen and Oz Kent were sitting in an elegantly decorated living room as they awaited the reply from an important figure. After an unknown amount of time, a young man with neatly combed blonde hair walked down the stairs and said to the two, "The General says that since he temporarily doesn't show any animosity, we should honor the agreement and continue our cooperation from before. But be careful. Send a telegram to Backland and secretly investigate his true identity and intentions at sea. Also, spread the news that he killed Mythor King to the pirates." Wait, they secretly want to get him killed now? Oh, you guys are bitches, bro. He took down pirates like you want him to. What? God, a guy can't even earn a solid living at sea. God, fuck these people. I have not yet celebrated my graduation after 6 months. Jesus Christ, I'm still waiting for my classmates to do the defense. Oh, I see. Klein putting on a mask, a defense for a PhD, Dr. Z? Why else would you? I assume when you say defense, you mean like thesis defense, right? Klein putting, oh, shit, good for you. That's awesome. Congratulations. Klein putting on a mask worthy of everyone's awe. Yeah, no, that's the right awe. Charizard trying to integrate with the youngins. Yes, Mr. Luan. After receiving clear instructions, Ellen and Oz immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Luan. Do I know this name? Is this in the notes? Why do you think my name was Dr. Z? Yeah, no. Well, I thought you might be an actual doctor, like MD, right? PhD is technically also doctor, but like, there's different kinds of doctors, you know? Like, one might have done a PhD of philosophy, but if that motherfucker calls himself a doctor, I'm gonna have a problem, you know? I'm sorry. You can call yourself an expert in philosophy. I'm all here for it. You can call yourself a philosophical a scholar. Don't call yourself a doctor. I have a problem with one of my cousins is a dentist, and she's like, "Oh, we're also doctors." I'm like, "Nah, let's be fair. No, you ain't." She's like, No, like, we also get taught about the whole body." I'm like, "Yeah, for 2 weeks on a fucking summer seminar. You're not a doctor. What are we doing?" Inside the inn, Klein did a divination and counted his cash, confirming that he had received £327, 9 soli and 5 pence, and a Beyonder characteristic from a Sequence 8 pugilist from the warrior pathway. This is also an item worth £600 to £700. Furthermore, there's Mythor's bounty. Even if I deduct the labor fees, there will still be several £1,000s. Oz Kent might not even dare to take his cut. Technically, I'm a pharmacist? Ah, I see. Okay. Doctor of yeah, like, okay. Exactly. Like, it just depends, right? Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can have a PhD and no, good for you. That's awesome. Let's just be fair. Like, I get that. Academically, you're a doctor. I do understand that. It's just that in common vernacular, the word doctor has like a strong connotation to like an MD, right? It's just like, it's a doctor. It's someone who treats patients, or, you know, is in a research capacity, but you know what I mean. Mind a doctor. Mind a doctor. Doctor of philosophy, I assume you're referring to mind doctor. This is quite a good harvest. It's like a windfall. Klein thought in comfort before holding a ritual and sending creeping hunger up to the great fog. To be frank, he felt that Dragon's Might, Frenzy, and Psychological Q were the three most useful Beyonder powers that he couldn't bear to part with. But since he already promised Miss Justice, he chose to abide by his promise. We're officially in the 600s! Let's fucking go! Okay. Technically, I get that Easy did make it a 600 before I did. Technically true. But considering when I was at 500, he was at like 550. And he beat me to 600 by like 3 hours. I think we're chalking this up to a fucking win, okay? In my book, we're chalking this up to a fucking win. I made up a 50 chapter deficit and lost by 3 hours. No shot, okay? We're taking those. We take those. Those are wins in my book, okay? Yes, sir. We're going to go to sleep happy. A winner today, truly. Let's check out some artwork, and then I'm going to bed. I'm so sleepy. As you guys could probably tell by the fact that I'm fucking stumbling over my words. It's fine, take that L, just destroy him in a race for 700. Oh, Easy wouldn't. I don't think Easy would take that chance. I don't think Easy would take the 700 bet. You've completed 42% of Lord of the Mysteries. Let's go! Wait, once I get to 700, I'll be at nearly 50%, right? I think it's like 1,400 something chapters. I'm close. Easy and I are both close. Sorry, we're very close. 23% of COI. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't even talk about COI. I can't even. Until I finish Lord of the Mysteries, COI doesn't exist, okay? We don't even acknowledge its existence. Win by technicality? Oh, no, let me be clear. Easy won the race. I'm not denying that. I mean, like, in my heart, for me personally, I'm not going to count that as a loss. The last 40 chapters are extra chapters, I think. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's check out some artwork. Jesus, that is so dark. Romero got to finish CY before Easy and Wiz so he can moderate. True. But 20 chapters are kind of important. Okay, fair enough. Romero, you gotta... Oh, the last 20s? I see. Romero, you gotta finish COI before I finish Lord of the Mysteries. Can we do that? Can that work? Or maybe not now, but like 3 weeks without exam horror is all I need. Okay. Or maybe I guess it depends on when I'm finished, but if I get finished before your exam date and stuff, maybe you can finish it while I'm reading Usogwai. Dragon's Might, Psychological Awe. Oh, God, these are... Man, whoever makes these fucking chapters are so good. My God, look at this, man. This looks perfect. Like, you could publish this bitch in any shonen manga and no one would bat an eye. They'd be like, based as fuck. This looks cool. Oh, you're so cooked, buddy. You should have lied. Oh, you aren't capable of lying under psychological Q? I don't give a shit. Do it anyway. Oh, you're so cooked. Oh, shit. Oh, you're so cooked. Oh, he turned into one with the universe. Oh, cooked, brother. Like, oh, he's got some cash. Nice. Thank you. Hope you had a great, hope you enjoyed the performance. Oh, this guy's so cool. Yeah. Oh, this guy is so fucking cool. Thank you, Romero. Okay, alright. Thank you, everyone, for another fantastic stream. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day or nights. I'll see you tomorrow, probably around the same time, because no morning stream tomorrow. That's it. If you're new here, consider joining Discord. Link in the description. But I think most of you are regular peeps. Are the regulars? You know what I'm talking about. I don't actually want to finish. See why I got spoiled at the ending because I don't have the motivation. All right, fair enough. All right, that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.